today we are talking about why is it easy for South African women to date foreigners? Why is it easy for South African women to go out there and look? What is it that we are not getting here at home? What is it? Are we not well nourished at home that we are going outside and we are looking for greener pastures? Why is it easy for South African women to go out there and say, hey, I want to be a Makoti in Niger. I want to be a Makoti in Accra. I want to be a Makoti in Kenya. I want to be a Makoti and guys, today let's keep away from the southern, okay? Let's keep away from southern. Don't tell me, Ausna lady, I've dated a Zimbabwean guy. That is our fellow brothers now. Zimbabwe, Botswana, Mozambique, Lesotho, Swaziland, those are our neighboring countries. When I say foreign, I mean outside. I mean, why is it easy for a South African woman to date a European guy? Yes, we have seen those combinations, right? And why is it easy for a South African woman to date a USA kind of guy? You know, bring him home, bring the brother home, bring the dollars back to South Africa. The other day, I was talking about why is it difficult for Southern African men to go out there? But today we have swapped the tables. Today, nkasi katota jo naki Motswana kitsa how Tabise. That is your portion, Tabise. Rona bona, we are happily married. We went to the foreign countries and we are having the foreign bourgeois. Ay monati, hey, ay imonati shame. Wasbaki nkari inukilwe ka di spices takada. Ay shame. Sala when Antabi saying, stay behind. Remember, it's a choice. Remember, it's a choice at the end of the day, guys. Remember, it's a preference. Remember, we are not saying all the Ntabi sayings go out. No, we are not saying that. Naledi umahata hosi wena. Umahata hosi wena. Awa hosi akimkhata gago. I'm taken already. I'm taken by a foreign guy. Yes, the spices utla user. Ngari, there's something they are putting on it. Ngari, there is something. Oh nah, Lua, welcome my brother, welcome. Yes, it's like, guys, these spices you cannot find them in South Africa. You can only find them abroad. And once you are beaten, listen, once you are beaten, bona nozugo naluena same WhatsApp group lala reyan. Naluena nozugo remo lala. Akere ki preference ya rona eo, ki qetile pap. Oh, all right. Guys, I'm reading English and then I'm reading Vernac. Then I have to interchange between the languages, and I end up going. I end up singing. Bon, guys, come in, share, because today I'm not gonna stay long. Today, I'm not gonna, maybe 2 hours max, and then I'll have to close because today I have to go to work. So I'm gonna open the platform. Come in and share. I see my brother Lua. Lua is here. Lua is married to a Sauti lady, and I want him to share what made it easy for the Sauti lady to say, hey, brothers, me, I like you. Come in, Lua. Guys, I'm giving you the platform. And then when I get to the end, 1 million of you will be requesting. When I want to close. Then that's the time when you are pressing the request button and I'm leaving. So this is the time. This is the time to hit that request in so you can share. Yes, I know that my brother is here. My brother was talking only a Sauti lady. It would be nice for him to share with us, Hore, what has this Sauti? How is this Sauti different from other Sautis? Lua, welcome, my brother.
You are just funny this afternoon. Yeah, good
Look,
afternoon.
hey, na come wine now.
Now
Now
you're
come
making
wine,
me
my brother.
blush. Yeah, you know what, man? In life, there are some things that you come across and you just know that no, this one is different, and once you just get there and you see that it's something you're not used to, and you just get to appreciate it for what it is and who she is. So I think, to me, and I'm entitled to my opinion, South Africa women are beautiful, and yeah, extremely so. And the sauce is also different, extremely so. So it's something you don't, maybe because it's foreign, so to speak. In
Thank
all
you,
honesty,
Mapusi.
maybe, sometimes when you are used to something and you get something extremely different and that you are not used to, it can make you to actually assume that it's actually better. It does not mean that it's necessarily better, maybe because it's something strange, it's something you're
Yeah,
not used to,
different.
then you get to appreciate it more. So I think that's my humble experience, and I would want to keep it like that forever, because I wouldn't want to trace it for anything. That's just it.
Um,
And was it easy for her to say yes? Was it easy for me to date a South African? I wouldn't say so, because I didn't come from a silver spoon, and I didn't start off having millions, or being privileged to have access to big money. As a matter of fact, it was just my goodwill. It was just me being straightforward. This is who I am. This is what I can afford. This is who I am. I'm not like your very extremely rich guy. I didn't come from, a very rich family, but I believe we can do this, we can do that if we plan long term. Because a lot of people assume that, what, South African only go for Africans who are rich, which is wrong. I was never rich. I was never. I was never
hold on,
like.
Lua. There's a point that I like that you've made. You said maybe it's something different. Maybe. And I love that. It's like eating something different for the first time. For the mere fact that you
Yes.
actually tried it. Maybe it's
Mm,
softer onto the palate. Maybe,
yes. I.
and I like the
Yeah.
fact that my brother, you actually went out and said, let me have something different. You are used to Niger
Mm,
women, and I think maybe you didn't want to settle down with a Niger woman, but because it's something that you know. But I like the point that you made, that maybe it's because it's something different.
yes. Yes. I'm just being honest. That's me. There's no reason to lie. Truth will always be truth. In 1,000 years to be truth. When I die, to still be the truth. So in my conclusion, I would want to say this, that a lot also wrongfully assume that it's all about the money. It was never about the money. It was never about. I did
Sorry,
not
my
have any
brother.
money.
Masiho, there are birds behind you. I tried to mute you and I unmuted you now. Try and move away from that area, Masiho, please. Lua, sorry, my brother, to disturb you there. Please
Yeah. So
continue.
a lot of people wrongfully assume that, what, South African women, it's all about the money, and it was never so in my case, because I wasn't rich when we met. I started from the ground. I just said, what, these are my plans. This is what we can do, and if we do this and we are being sincere and we keep building, we will get to here. And I was being straightforward. And there were other rich guys, South African rich guys, other foreigners and this and that of course had access to her. Okay, so it's not all about what people assume. Those are assumptions. I'm talking about reality now. The reality was there were so many other rich guys, and I often laughed that, what, it's as if you are in a blind land where all the men there were blind. They couldn't see the beauty until I came around. And now that I came around, it seems everybody's trying to see the beauty. So So to me, it's not about the money because I never had one then, So, and yeah, it was never about the money. But for me, it was about something different, something beautiful. The hips and all of those beautiful, nice shapes, and yeah, just it was nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Lua, for sharing. And I'm happy that this is coming from a personal point of view. Thank you, my brother. Manuko, welcome.
Thanks, man. Greeting to everyone. Well, I will agree with Lua when he says I. For him, it might be a different experience. We can't dispute that. But look, my view, my personal view on this one is that, of course, there are issues of preference that. A man or a woman of a certain country will prefer a man or a woman of another country. We can't take that away. That is preference. But we also need to look at other factors, economic power that plays a huge role in some of the relationships.
Manuko,
If you can,
what do you mean economic power?
no, I'm getting to that. If you can check some of the suburb towns, university towns like your Sunnyside, your Braamfontein, the students, a lot of women around those areas date foreign guys. These are students. Some are not working. You can see that the relationship is merely for survival, economic power. No, it can be that a certain area which is dominated by people who are either schooling or not working, will be dating people outside, foreign men who are seemingly rich, have money and all those things. You can see that is the economic power that plays along that relationship. You go to rural areas, your townships. There are the township economy of those areas taken by the foreign nationals, Pakistani and everything. Our sisters are already having relationship with them. We can see that the intention of the relationship is to access the spaza shops, checking or money, whatever the case may be. So whereas there is an issue of preference, there are those who are dating for love and everything. Again, there are those who are dating for money, and we can't close our eyes of those facts. There are those who are dating. Simple as that. As much as I agree that there are those who are dating for love, like Lua said that he dated for love, it's not true. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's our brother.
So, Manuko, if I understand you,
Those
I'm
who are dating
dating
for money, and
I'm
they know
dating a
that
Pakistani guy to get shares of the supermarket.
they do that to get free meals, free groceries, free what.
Okay, Tafi.
They do that. I mean, there was a documentary. There was a documentary somewhere. I think it was 157. One of the foreign nationals said it clearly that South African women love money. They love money. He said it. It must be
Manuko,
someone.
Manuko,
Manuko.
let me take Puleng. Puleng, please come in, my sister.
Okay.
Hi guys, how are you? Hello, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Puleng. Go on.
Okay. I'll just introduce myself, right? Now I'm Puleng and I'm married to a foreign guy, right? And this man, I've been with him now for 22 years, right? And when I met him, he didn't have money. And I was actually working and studying at that moment, right? So I don't understand Manuko when he says South African women go for foreigners because of money. My brother, it's not all. Yes, could be certain percentage, but it's not all, because right now there are still rich South African women still goes out with foreigners, not because those people they have money. It's all
No, no,
about love, I think, at the end of the day. It's not an economic issue. Hence, in some places, I do agree with you, can be, but it's not all.
but are you saying those
And
students who
it's
are
not only South African women, because at the end of the day, if you sit down and do your research, South Africa is full of lot of foreigners, lots of women from other countries. And as there are foreigners, all of them, they go out together. It's not only about South African women. You
no,
have
no,
different kinds of foreign women in South Africa that goes out with Nigerians or whatever nation could be.
no, you're quite right. Hence, I said that preferences like yours, it was for love. But let's be honest. If you go to Sunnyside and Braamfontein and look at that area, a lot of students are South African students, obviously.
No,
Dating
don't say obviously South African students, because there are so many students coming from different countries coming to study in South Africa. It's
no,
not
no, no. I'm
only
telling
South African students.
no, but let's be factual. 75% it will be South Africans. You can't have a university that is 75 dominated by foreigners. There's never happened in any country. Let's be honest with that one. So I'm saying the
Can I ask
majority.
you a question?
You can say, but let's say 50%, because what is happening right now in South Africa is a rainbow nation full of uh, many countries in South Africa.
It can't
Because
be
even
50%.
if you,
It can't be 50%.
I'm telling you,
Please, can
it
I
can't
No,
be,
ask
no.
because
Manok a
Are
question?
you saying 50% of universities are from are students from foreign nationals? It can't be. It's wrong.
more, let me tell you, most, like as I'm taking to you now, go to vets, you'll find lots of foreign students there. Lots, not only from Nigeria or from around the country, around
You can
around Africa itself.
correctly. You have mentioned
Now,
that. Let's
okay,
have a ratio.
let me sort this one out. Let me sort this one out. Manuku, that point is going to be irrelevant. You know why? Because now you are taking us to students. You are taking us to people bajolang, bamujolo. Now, we are more onto dating that ends up into marriage. Hore, why are South African women
We
attracted
date
to,
Women, yes.
yes,
Jonathan again.
maybe you lost it. Maybe you lost it there. That's why now I'm coming in as a host to correct you, Hori. We are on which angle now? Now, if you are going to bring us Braamfontein and Sunnyside and what, those students is because of what, economic what, that's what I'm saying right now. That point, we're gonna nullify it. We're gonna say it's irrelevant. Now we are looking at a place where a South African woman is dating a foreigner for the future. Now, if you have anything to add about that, then I will give you the platform. Otherwise, we will move to Masejo then.
Okay, no, it's
Hi.
fine. I think I've made my point. Thanks. We
All right.
can.
Thank you,
Hello.
my brother. Masejo, you are next.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good, good.
Good,
Thank you.
and you?
I'm very good. Ish, it's bad that Manoko went off.
But you can
My
still
name is
comment.
Maseka. Yeah, you were saying why do South African women go in for foreign guys, especially if a relationship is to lead to marriage?
Correct.
One thing that I would tell you frankly, there is no South African woman, let me say, who has not involved herself yet into relationship and her first love is a foreign guy. Sorry to take you that far. What I mean, any
Yeah,
woman
Masejo,
in South Africa,
just break it down what you just said, yeah?
yeah, what I'm trying to break it down. a woman who is just starting relationship, any girl in South Africa, most of them, they cannot start with foreign guy. They try, I'm not saying all of them, but most of them, they mostly start with South African guys. By the
Because that is,
time they
Masiko,
come
hold
to
on.
decide,
Because that is what is around you.
you know,
There's no way Naledi can start dating
yeah,
a Kenyan guy. I grew up around Davidton. So I'm gonna start dating guys in Davidton first. That is a fact.
even if there is a foreigner trying you and there is a South African trying you, you will go in for South African.
Now,
Even
Masiko,
if you
hold on.
love a foreigner,
Remember,
you will
remember I
be
went to a primary school that is surrounded by South Africans. I went to a high school that is surrounded by South Africans.
yes,
So if my
yes,
first date is definitely
yes,
going to be South African.
yes. Now I'm giving you why should these people leave the people they trust and go in because they trust foreigners less. One is circumstances in which that South African guys have put women into. Most of the foreigners today, 90%, if not all of them, they have women who have got, if not two, at least a child. It's very hard to find a foreigner with a South African without a child, who is not even his. You understand? Most of these South African women have left without decision. They've been left by South African men on the verge of dying. In that, to come back their life, to come back to life, it's the foreigner guys that even pick them up. And what can you do? You don't love the guy, but he's there for you. You don't trust him, but he's there for you. So what South Africans do, they date them, even without trust, even without love. But in the process of dating these guys are so caring. I'm not saying South Africans, they don't care. But remember, when you have a lot to spend, you don't care. Since a foreigner has one bullet, he uses it in a way that it is consumptuously important. So foreigners try to care about these girls and they end up loving them. And eventually, they get into a mature relationship that leads to marriage. Sarcastically, the South Africans start to complain that our girls are being taken. But foreigners take problems that you've left. I'm not saying all foreigners are good or they do the same, but most of the foreigners, they pick these ladies when they are being used up, when they are actually on the verge of nowhere to go. And they clean them up. They make
No,
them
Masiko,
people. And
Masiko,
okay,
sorry there. It's not
yeah.
all the South African ladies that
Not
with
all. I didn't say
foreign.
all.
Yes. Okay. No, I
Not
was
all.
just trying to
Not all.
rectify that because as for me, when I met my husband,
Mm,
I was 22 and I didn't have a child. I was just out of
mm.
a relationship with a South African guy, and that's how it
Had
started.
he treated you properly, or it was a heartbreak?
The South African guy, he was treating me properly. The only problem that I had with him, it was a long distance relationship. So
Oh, I
when I needed
understand.
him, he was not there. So apart from
I
that,
understand.
he was a good guy. Yes.
Yes, that's why I said it's not all South African women, but at least 90% of the women that go in for foreign guys, it's because they've been left without choice. And they don't go in for foreigners that they love them, no, but because they have nothing to do and these guys are the ones available, they date them. And eventually, in the process of dating, they love them because these guys care about them. That's my point, why these guys or why South African women go in
Okay.
for foreign
I was
guys.
trying to get in, but somebody said, Ausna lady, listen. I am trying to listen. So, Masiko's point of view, correct me if I'm wrong. He is saying South African ladies go for foreigners because they are fragile. And in that fragile state, these foreign men will build that South African women up. Is this what I'm hearing from you?
Also, my lady, sorry for that, but
Yeah.
now according to my experience, right, I've got lots of ladies who are married to foreigners, and all of those ladies that I know, more than 10 or 15 that I know, none of them had a child meeting before they met a foreign guy, and they went into a relationship not because they were suffering. They are from well out working, and
Family.
they had, you know. So I don't understand when the point is that South African women, they go to foreigners because they're vulnerable, they had difficult times in their lives, so these guys are taking advantage of giving them care. I don't get the point there.
We cannot be 100% on one side, so I'm trying to give a point that has a percentage. And I think when you compare the percentage I'm giving you, it might make my point right. Because if you said 20 girls, that is 10%. And when I look at my percentage of the girls that I've seen married to foreigners, it's going to 60%. So I'm not saying all the girls in South Africans get to foreigners because of one point, no. But what do majority do is what I'm considering here. I stand to be corrected.
I don't think so.
You understand?
May
So
I say something?
you don't think yeah, you can, please.
Yeah, is it Cleo or Namhla?
Mas
Namhla, come in.
Masiko,
Yeah, go on. I'm still trying to digest what he said, and I'm gonna come back. Namhla, continue.
Masiko,
Yeah.
I will have to differ with you.
Okay.
Continue, Namhla.
Yes, it's Namsa. Greeting to everybody.
Network
Masiko,
is poor. Yeah.
Namhla, you are breaking my love. Do this. Disconnect and come back again because we are struggling to hear you. Namhla, disconnect, come back again, and I promise I'll take you back. Cleo, welcome, my love.
Hi everyone, morning everyone, or good day everyone. The question here, or maybe the topic here, to me, to what to what I'm understanding, Ausna Lady say, why is it so easy for South African women to date outside? And Masiko, yes, you could be on a right note, or on a, what we have seen happening, that ladies go out there to date for money, but we cannot be generalizing it because it's not everyone that goes in.
I didn't
It's
say for money, please.
yes, I'm saying
Let me
yes,
catch
yes,
it.
yes, yes. Yes, I'm not saying you said that. I'm saying we cannot generalize. So, in that being said, yes, we will start home in dating. This is where we will start in South Africa, and then you understand, okay, I've made this, I've encountered a problem here. Here, am I with a child from a South African man and whatever not. But remember again, love is a choice. You don't choose
Yeah,
who you fall
that's
in
true.
love with. You do not choose
That's
who you
true.
fall, no matter what the circumstances are, because for the mere fact that you have started home with maybe someone that is known to Guti, they don't have money. and there you are, have committed to them in saying, we will start a life, we'll have a child, and then this person decides, or the relationship doesn't win. Both ways, I could be the failure, or he can be the failure. It's irrelevant because the relationship it didn't work.
Yeah.
So now you tend to look elsewhere. And if that elsewhere ends up with a foreign man, then the relationship can flow.
Yeah.
Because yes, we have problems on our side, and then you also have encountered problems on your side that I could sit here and say, well, now why are you not dating women that are on your countries that are on your same level? So it could be an issue that will not take us anywhere, because all I'm saying is that love is a choice. The relationships we end up in, they are our choices. We choose to be in those relationships for different reasons, for many reasons. And for that, we
Kelly,
cannot be saying, Utlio is here for the money, Utlio is just here for the bag. We cannot go into relationship with that perception. If you go into that with that mindset, obviously it's going to fail. The reason here we are finding, yes, you are true, we are finding Gucci South African men, not all of them, but abakwazi ukucommit. They can't commit. They can't stay in through thick and thin. Most of them, not all of them, most of them. And Tina,
then
we
you're
are
on
here
my
saying,
point.
yes, Tina, we are here saying, yeah, it's a relationship, it's going to work, and you're finding out, here's my Tabo, and Tabo is running a mock outside. He's running their own. And in another sense, I could be the one running a mock in a relationship, and the relationship doesn't work, and I find you, and it's working with you. So it's a relationship, it goes on. I don't have much to say because I'm not talking from a point of saying I've dated outside. I'm saying from what I have seen out there. So I'll just step down with that and hear the comments on the other side. I was just saying you could be right, but we cannot be looking at relationships with foreigners with that perspective. South African women are going in it for the money, because it's not all of them.
My point was, I want to rectify you. My point was not about money. The money issue was talked about by somebody else. My point was that people, once women are left in space, like what you talked about, you are dating Tabo and Tabo is non-committing. You are left in space and you have responsibility. And hence you fall into foreigners, and that foreigner guy is committed and is there. You end up loving him and committing until you go into marriage. But my question again to you, do you know that in your societies here in South Africa, in order to date a foreigner, you have to give a reason to your family and to your community, because you have to know, you have to answer questions. Why are you dating a foreigner? Do you believe it or not?
Yes, I believe the same way that I will rock up with a Tabo. For me to say to my mother, I'm dating no Tabo, I'll have to have reasons to explain to my family, Luguti, what is the dating with Tabo is. No, I
Is it
like Tabo because
complicated? Is
it's
it
not
complicated
complicated.
to?
It's not
Yeah, that's
complicated. It will seem complicated when it's a foreigner, because now my family
that is
needs
what
to
I'm
know.
talking.
My
That is
family
what I'm
No,
needs
it
to
talking
won't.
know
about.
It
if I'm
won't be
secured.
complicated.
It won't be
Masego,
Yes.
complicated.
hold on, Cleo. Let me answer. Masego. No, it won't be. It won't be complicated. You are asking if I take Lua home as my husband now. I have to
Yes.
answer to my family, Uguti, why did I fall in love no Lua? Lua
With a
looks just
foreigner,
like
yes.
you. Lua looks just like you, Masego. Lua can do what you can do. And if I have fallen in love with Lua, it's because I have fallen in love with the person that he is. Now, let me take it further, Masego. Let me take it to a white man. If I am bringing a white man into
You
my
know, yes,
family,
thank you. Lala.
Thank you, Puleng. Let me handle this one. And I will handle it 100%. Now I'm bringing a white woman. I'm bringing a white man into my father's house. Kwashabalala. And Maseko is asking me that, do I know that I have to answer to my family? Yes, I
Yes.
have to answer.
Yes.
Because I have fallen in love with the person that Mr. Smith is. First of
And
all, we
you,
look at people as the person that they are before we judge where they're from. Maybe
You
that's
are
why South
different,
Africa
Mama.
is stagnant. Maybe that's why South Africa is where it is, because you are looking at people and saying, Ubuyapi.
Masicho, if you in your family you have met Utlio, aren't you going to introduce me and having to explain to your family why me?
Exactly. Now that when I'm a
Okay.
Sikho and then
Explaining,
a baby
Askiz,
woman, you still have to explain.
explaining to my explaining to my family that I'm taking a South African,
I
it's
just
so
want to
easier.
understand, guys. Guys, let's talk one person at a time.
Yes, Masiko is talking now.
Explaining to my family that I'm taking a South African, it's so easy than explaining to
can I
my
say something
family when I'm
quickly?
taking a foreigner. And you know it's here. Because the picture that our families and communities have on foreigners, it's different.
You know why
So
it's
that's why
different,
I'm
Masicho?
saying, well, that's why I'm saying it's complicated explaining that I'm falling in love with a foreigner than
And
falling
why
in
is
love with
it that
Tabo.
we are only looking in African foreigners? What about white foreigners that get
That's why
married
I
to
went to
each other?
Europe, Pule. That's why I went to Europe. Now, guys, let me do this because I want to bring Namsha in. Let me let Lua say something so that Lua can make space for us. Lua, come in, my brother.
Yes, and there is this erroneous belief that South African men, they paint it as though South African men are poor, which is erroneous. Guys should move around and see these guys are like earthly rich. A lot of them rich, like as in rich. I'm not talking about poor guys. I'm talking about very rich guys who have private jets, who are very, very comfortable. Let's not paint an idea that only exists in the imagination of very little-minded people as though it is all about the money. It's not all about the money. If it is about wealth competition or money competition, we have so many rich South African guys who have money, much more than hundreds or millions of foreigners put together. So let's get that clear. It's all about choice. And choice is independent of money. We need to be clear on that. It is all about choice, and choice is independent of money. And when we get that right, then we begin to focus is why the choice. Then we cannot talk about tolerance, we cannot talk about exposure, then we cannot talk about background. All of those come into framing whom you are. And it comes to frame your disposition, your expression, your outview about life, then all of those now defines who you are to the person you are choosing, and you are viewed in that light. You must understand there is something called value, and you must understand something called perceived value. None of these foreigners have the actual value that a South African man would have.
Lua, thank you, my brother. Masiko, do you want to say your last words so that I can create space there?
Sorry,
Yeah, my last
Osma
word
lady,
is that
before
relationship are very different when it comes to money. I don't want to involve money into relationships because even poor people have people that they love. So the issue of money should be out that people are dating because of money.
and again,
Whereas people date for
Masicho,
stability.
Masicho, just to
Well, as yeah.
make you understand that one question that you asked in saying why is it difficult for us to be having to explain to our parents why when you are a foreign man. I want to take you back to our parents and where they come from to a lighter note of what I understand, because remember our parents come from a society
I'm
that
going to
in the
come back
past.
in the evening and we finish this topic because I'm going right now. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
no, it's
Thank you,
fine.
Masifo, for joining us. Yeah,
I,
but as much as you are going to explain why you are attracted to a petty guy, that was not relevant. Cleo, yes, I will not take it, my sister, because even if I get to marry to a Zulu guy, I still have to explain to my family. So why is it different that when I'm bringing a foreign guy is now hoo-ha? And
No,
again, if I'm bringing a guy that is from Botswana, he looks just like me. He looks just like Masiho. So what is the big deal? Cleo,
um, um,
go on, my love.
I'm trying to. I sat here and I was trying to understand why would it be an issue on our parents' side. It's because remember in the beginning, our parents were here in Joburg. They came from different places to come and work in Joburg. And then they met maybe a Pedi guy or a maybe Swati man, and then they found a life here, and you give them a child. And then 10 years or 5 years down the line, you find out, or no, this person is married, he's got a wife. Go Limpopo, and now you are stuck. So now that's where the trust issue into our neighboring countries, in extent to our foreign guys, was a question. Guti, how is this going to be different than Thabiseng's story? Because look at in Thabise, she got pregnant and Usbusiso had a child or une family somewhere in KZN. So that's how I would say the complication of make us understand why do you think you are safe here comes from in their generation, because now we were left with kids from men that are saying, Mina ekaya, I already have a family. I just came here to work, and with me being a man and having needs, I extended myself into falling for Utlio. Now that's where it starts from. I was just wanting to tell Masiho that that's how the complication is on our parents' side, because there is a history of things not working out when someone is coming from far.
Yeah, correct, Cleo. Valid point.
Cleo,
Valid point.
with that point, like me on my history, my dad is from Lesotho and my mom is from Eastern Cape. You understand? My dad was a foreigner in South Africa and my mom was not. Coming to that, my dad was never rich and my mom fell in love with him. So it was not about money. Coming from history, not now. Though now things have changed and within economic wise and stuff, but I still stand that it's not all South African women fall in love with foreigners because of economical issues.
I understand you, my sister, and that's why I said to Masiho, it is not based on money. We shouldn't go into these relationships saying they just want South African women, they love money. We just want money. No, all we need, most women abroad, everywhere, all we need is security, nothing else. So if we are seen as
Yes.
they want money, that's where we are losing the plot. That's how the question here, that's how we are having these discussions to say it's not about money, it's about security, because now we have started with Abotabo Betu, La Ekatlehong or Fosloras or Davidson, and it's failed. The boy or the man didn't come with security. He just came with, I'm moving on. I'm just tasting and passing. That's where we are. So I agree with that 100%. That it's not all relationships.
And honestly, it's not all South African men that behave like that.
All
But
fair.
when you look at our
All
South
fair.
Africa, yes, it's not all of them. when you look of some of our South African men, they don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to be the heads
Puleng,
in the family.
hold on to that.
They just
Hold on to that point. Let's not go to why we are not dating them. Let's
okay.
continue with Belinda. Belinda had a problem with the Wi-Fi. And Namsha, can I just take Belinda before you, my sister? Let's not get to why we are not dating them. Let's get to the point why we are moving out. So that it doesn't get
Oh,
tangled.
okay.
All right. Belina, welcome, my sister. Please unmute, my sister. We can't hear you. Probably you are going on and on and on. Hey, Caesar. Happy New Year. Belina, please unmute, my sister. All right, we go to Namsha then. Namsha, welcome back, my sister.
Hi everyone. Hey, a lot has been said in this group. A lot has been said, and I'm still trying to think now. How will I put my words? It's in one topic, but at the same time, it's too many topics in one.
Yeah.
So now
That's
it
why now
kind
I
of
could feel
confused.
a derail, and I'm like, no, guys, let me bring you back. Yeah, Namsha, I know what you are feeling right now. You have so many things you don't know where to start.
Yeah, it kind of confused me, but you say your question is why are we moving out
Yes, and why is
of
it easy?
Umzansi?
And why is it easy? Now why is it easy when I say Namsha? It's because the other day I compared the other gender. The other gender is not easy for them to go out. But today I am here to say, why is it easy for a South African woman to find a
To move
foreign
on.
guy tantalizing? That's where we are.
Whew.
I'm even
For me,
drooling. All right, let's
for
go.
me, for me, I'll start with one thing, right? We have to understand there's more women than men. I'm gonna start with that. There's more
Okay.
women than men. And then I will stand up for my black brothers, my South African black brothers. All African brothers are my black brothers, but I'll stand up for my South African brothers. As you know, when you move in any country, even if we were in Zimbabwe, even if we were in Nigeria, we will have a lot of criticism that we will do with regarding to Nigerian men. Nigerian men have a problem with Nigerian women have a problem with Nigerian men. I have Namibian women who have problems with Namibian men because you are in that country. Therefore, you will identify a lot of wrong and problems. Therefore, I cannot allow a foreign man coming into South Africa comparing themselves to our South African men. Yes, they have their disadvantages, their faults, their mistakes that they do, we have within this country. But now, when coming to your question, why South African women are more flexible to look out.
That's the word.
I
Thank you,
think
Namsha.
I think it goes back to, you will find there's women who are now becoming, I'm sorry to use this, who are becoming lesbians, right?
Yo,
Because
Namsha, slow down.
okay, I'll reverse. I was trying to make an example.
Okay, make your
Here.
example, Lala. You didn't want me there. That now you are coming on the LGBTQ FFT double SS plus.
Okay, let me
But
leave it.
continue.
Let me leave it. It might be something else. It might turn into something else. But
No,
what I'm trying to
let's
say,
hear you. Let's hear you, Lala. Now, I
as
like what
women,
you said because it's relevant to your first point. You said there are more women than men in South Africa. Go on.
yes. And then Another thing, as women, we like security, right? Not that you won't find it in a South African man. Ne? You will find it everywhere you go, right? All women, whether you are all African women, even white women, they love security.
Okay.
You know, if you go back home, it's a pity we don't all speak Xhosa. I'm Xhosa, guys, ne? My mom ke Mosotho, but it's all women love money. I even say it to my boyfriend. Then I'll be like, he'll be like, Namhla, stop liking money too much. I'm like, if your mother doesn't love money, then I'll stop loving money. You understand? But it's not about the money. It's about safety and security. That's why you will find it that there's no 50-50 in a household. Now, the thing of having a foreigner, I was disappointed maybe by a South African guy. It doesn't matter. I didn't date all South African men. I didn't date all nations. We've got 11. We have Basotho, we have Zulu, we have all. I didn't date all of those. But something attracted me when I looked at that Nigerian man, when I looked at that guy from Zim, when I looked at that guy from Congo, we had a conversation, we spoke, and we built a relationship. And then we started feeling attracted to each other. Now, why must I use the country you're from as a disadvantage for me in dating you? Because number one, when I look at you, I see your black skin. I don't know your black skin. Don't tell me from which country you're from until I talk to you and I engage myself in a conversation. You have came into South Africa. Therefore, who are you going to date? Of course, you're going to date a South African until you bring your own Nigerian women here. But you can't bring the entire country into South Africa. Therefore, now I'm fascinated by your language. I'm fascinated by the culture behind. When it comes to parents bringing someone from outside the country, we are sitting with a problem where we have fatherless children, right? Not necessarily because a foreign man will not do the same. It's possible. It happens all the time. But it is easy to find a man from South Africa than a guy from outside the country. And then another thing, as Black people, we are very cultural. We are very cultural people. Now, marrying a Nigerian man, you want me to take over your culture, right? Now, in the fear of the parents, they don't want us to lose our culture and their teachings. They want us to continue. Therefore, they feel safe with us marrying another Xhosa guy. You understand? Because even with my parents, my mom is Mosotho, my dad is Xhosa. My my mom's parents were not comfortable with my mom marrying a Xhosa man. You know, they have you understand? So it's not because you are a foreign man. No, it's culture that they're trying to keep within. It's not about whether you're South African or you're not. And then I'm not going to add to white. That one is a huge challenge because even when you are introduced to a white family, it's a problem already. To even you are scared, it's like you're going to pee in your pants. I'm so sorry. There, I'm not going to even go much. But when white people come to our families, we're very open and welcoming. You know?
Yeah.
So honestly speaking, it's got really nothing to do with being rich and there's a lot. If I go to richness now, there's going to be a lot of question marks when it come around foreigners because it's going to touch a lot of topics which are very now sensitive. You see, because I can't say I'm running to a Nigerian. We know most people, most foreigners from different countries. You'll find, I don't want to go into this. I really don't want to go into this. But you'll find Zimbabwean men are mostly maybe waitresses. You understand? You go to Nigeria, mostly sitting on laptops. You know, you can't just be rich in a month, 3 months, and you have dwelling money. Where does that money come from? There's a lot of question. I'm not saying they're not educated, but we all know it's a challenge to find a job, even when you're educated in South Africa, because they have to protect South Africans who are also jobless and educated. It is understandable. So there's really a lot behind that is happening. Even other foreign men come and date South African women because we are able to provide security for them. You marry me, you take my surname, life becomes less complicated
Mm.
in
Hold on,
other
Namsa.
aspects.
So is it possible that when I marry Uchuku, Uchuku will take my last name? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, it works
hold
like
on.
that.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. So a foreign guy can actually take my surname.
Yes.
Got or why?
In
For the who?
in
For the
my
what?
country, in my country,
In
they
this
can
country,
take my
in South
surname
Africa,
for security.
Not in my country, Cleo. Where?
I'm saying when he's coming from outside and wanting citizenship this side,
he takes
it's
your South
better.
African ID.
Yes, it works in they'll be granted with my surname because they coming to me.
Yes,
They are here because of me,
yes. For
Eh,
so that
citizenship.
they are not seen as a fraud. Guti, this person is a fraud.
So, Cleo, what you are saying, Uchuku can now be Nkosi. Uchuku Nkosi.
Yebo, yebo. And again, and again, it's us saying to the
Those
audience
laughing
and
now,
everyone,
Uchuku
it's
Gozi.
not about the money. This whole relationship thing, it's not about the money. Yes, there are perks into dating anyone, South African man or any other. There are perks to each and every relationships that we commit ourselves into. There has to be that cherry on top that makes it worthwhile, but it's not the dominating
Namsa,
factor.
no, Cleo, hold on, guys. Then when Uchuku takes Unkosi, why would Uchuku do that?
It's a personal choice, and it's for them to say, I've fallen in love with Cleo, and Cleo is here. We can discuss that as a union. Guti, are we going to your or are we staying here? So if it's staying here, then let's look at what's going to work. If us staying here will give us
Yes,
what wealth, or will give us
Can-
security,
yes.
will give
Can I
us
give
a
you an
chance of
example?
having, or will give us a chance of owning a home for
Yes.
starters.
Hey,
Approval.
Working,
guys, you've opened another can of worms. Can you get that
No,
can of worms? I'm gonna come back to. I didn't
can
know.
I
Okay.
before
Yes.
you move,
Namsa, go on, my
I'll
love.
give you another reason. I'll give you another reason. I work in HR. I've worked in HR for Media 24. In South African law, right, we have a BEE, right, where a certain percentage of black people, a certain white, certain Indian, they look at that, and you need to comply with that, right? Now, if you are a South African and you are black and you are female, ooh, that is a high score. Ne? But now, if you are married to a foreigner, your daughter takes that surname, right?
Yeah.
It takes you understand now. How can I explain this? Even if you come from maybe Zimbabwe and then you get a citizenship, right? Your ID will say Okochuku Bani Bani, and then it will say Zimbabwe, and then it will say South African citizenship. But you do not fall under the BEE. The company can employ you, but you do not fall under the BEE. The score is not counted. So when the husband takes our surname, there's advantage even for the children, our kids. Now, in this lifetime that we live in, it's about survival. We can't run away from the fact that we travel to outside countries, to China, to get jobs, to make money. They come to South Africa to secure some bread because clearly it's not working back at home. Therefore, this is all about survival. Even when you meet your woman in this country who will be maybe South African, it's because, yes, you are in love, but now we're going to form a family, we have kids. That guy, it doesn't matter. You know, we are human, guys. It doesn't matter if you pink, black, or blue, you know. And I hate this. I honestly hate this thing of us black people always pushing each other down, you know. And it's not a problem among South Africans and other foreign countries. It's a problem with black people, all African people. We fight alone compared to white people.
Hey, Namhla, stop lapho siswam and don't go anywhere. Because Leah Maseneng, let me just embed it somewhere and we're gonna come back to it. I see I have two Abu Puti there. Is it Chief Priest and you put the alphabets the other way? Gifters, Tomo, thank you so much. Welcome, my brother.
Yeah. Welcome, my dear host. And then a very good afternoon to all people on this platform. Well, interesting. Very interesting. I'm a Ghanaian.
Guys, so hold on. Can I just go to the back and digest this one? Hey, I in Chapile offside, guys. Chuku can take my surname. Oh. Hey,
No way.
my brother, please don't be distracted by me.
Ziyakhala man.
Hey, continue.
Ziyakhala, lady, ziyakhala.
Ay, ziyakhala manje, ziyakhala. Tomo, away from the
Ziyakhala.
longest.
Now it's on.
Continue, my brother.
Okay. So for me, my little, it's like it's a new era. You know, it's an era where the women to men ratio is more now. So everybody wants to experience something different. I have lot of love and respect for the black SA men. They're fantastic, but I don't see there's no any point here to say or anything that is driving or is driven the women to date the foreign men in this country. I think it's a choice, number one. Number two, I also see it, as I said earlier on, that is the era that we are in now. You know, so people want to experience something differently. This thing of we saying that the SA women like money, that's why they go for the foreign men. That one, I don't believe it. Every woman likes money, including my own mother. You know, so I will disagree on that. You know, but
So if I understand you, my brother, are you saying we are moving with the times?
yes, see, the times we are in pushes us to experience different people at different times. Don't forget also that if you're saying foreign men, not only the black men only, you have the white men also here. They now, I think now, if you check, the white men are also trying to date the black women now.
Black
You
men.
know, so it is an intertwined situation that we're having here. Everybody is trying to find love at the end of the day, because the kind of love that we have back in the 70s and the 80s is missing. You know, the mindset now that we are building is a different mindset now. That's why we see people trying to move from their own original people to date other people, to experience something differently. If this person can give me what I want, it's either security or it's either maybe to put a family. You know, I don't want to judge anybody here, because when it comes to Ghana, it's the same thing in Ghana. In Ghana, there are men that are useless. Every country, there are men that are useless. Every woman wants a man that is I don't know, it's he is good, responsible, who can make a family. You know, so I foresee that the time we are in, the timings allows us also to date around, to move around, and then to experience new things. Don't also bear in mind also that in the era of the 80s, 70s, there was no internet. There was no internet. There's all this PD, internet dating apps were not there. So dating became a little bit, confined within your own country. But now it's different. Now it's different. We have where people, even on-site dating, online dating, people are trying to reach out, so that we can able to experience love. So my host, women love money. There's no woman that doesn't love. In fact, relationship needs money. Marriage needs money to oil it. But it's the understanding that we come to the table that makes
my brother,
it easier. Yes.
I'm gonna agree with you. Very valid points indeed. I think you came on an angle that the world is not that the world is changing. I think Lamo, you did ask that. Well, what do you mean the times? I mean now, Naledi can go outside and I can have a variety of men. That's what he's saying.
Yes.
I can go outside now. There's a Zulu man, there's a Nigerian guy, there's a white guy. My palais is now exposed to so many. But am I doing this? I heard you say something, my brother. Are South African doing this as a form of experiment? Is that what you say?
Not as a form of experiment, as I say, but I think that as a form of experience too. I think that they have tried the other side. Maybe they see the other side too. Maybe their sisters move 1 to 3, like, oh, you know what, ne? I've dated this guy, and I've lived with him for almost 12, 13, 14, 15 years. We have 2, 3, 5 children together. He's taking care of the children very well. Why don't you try it? So it's a kind of message that started slowly, and then it started moving across. Not necessarily like not as if maybe the foreign guy, we have money, that's why people are coming to date us. No. We actually work hard. We actually work in a club. If you don't work in a club, we work in a saloon. Come on, tell me, a person who's working in the government sector and me working in the saloon, the money is not equal. But we find that we keep money. We don't do expenses anyhow. We keep money. So the era has changed, where I can say that an SA woman goes out and check. He has Zulu man. The Zulu guys, they're beautiful, they're handsome. You can take the 2 guys, they're very handsome. Look, it's not even about the handsomeness again. It's about stability. It's about the person who can make you a home. I think so. That's why now the AC women are moving faster to settle down, because she's turning 30. She's not married. She doesn't have a steady boyfriend. Nothing's going on for her. She's working always. The woman is working all right. I have friends. I have AC women that are working in a very good corporate. This one, but many of them, they're not married. They asked me, Freddie, can you please get me your brothers, please?
Freddie, full stop there. Thank you, my brother. Isaac,
You're welcome.
because you are about to offer him, my brother, but yeah, you came in with valid points. I think, you know what, guys, let me share something. Since after high school, all that I've ever attracted was foreign guys. I don't know why. Isaac, welcome, my brother.
Welcome, Mama. Thank you for giving me the opportunity just to say some few words, and also I welcome everyone and be created in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior. I come in the name of the Lord. And also I come as a testimony of the experience of the topic that you are talking about. I was born here in South Africa. Unfortunately, by the coincidental of the plan of God, I am a man of God who happens to be in a marriage with a woman of God who was in this side, and unfortunately,
Bona Isaac, we can hear you, ne? But
yeah.
just take the volume a notch, just a notch up, just one notch.
Okay, I will try to raise my voice.
Beautiful man of God.
Okay, thank you. So what I can just say, based on my personal experience, I can say that we can generalize, but at the same time, there are those who are good, those who come with good intention, whether they are in South Africa or outside South Africa, they come with good intention, but not all of them. And again, it also goes with the level of maturity when it comes to being satisfied, meaning being content. Because there are some others, when they are doing it, especially when they enter into relationship, they can try to defend themselves by saying that it's for security purpose, knowing exactly that there's a motive behind. Because now, if now one comes and said, no, the other ones from the outside, they are working hard, but these ones of South Africa, they are not working hard. How sure are you that all of them, they are not working hard? And again, if I can just be honest, as a woman, especially when it comes to a woman, and also I'm also going to include the word of God, as I believe that I'm a man of God. So unfortunately, for those who don't believe, it's I will respect your opinion. When it comes to God, it says that, however, in the Lord, a man is not dependent of a woman, and a woman is not dependent of a man. God is the one who brings everything into existence. So if now both of us, we enter into a relationship, and it happens that both of us, we are not financially stable, where is that love that will build? Whereby knowing each other, knowing that this is the vision that has been given to my husband, and this is the vision that has been given to my wife. We know how to build one another, and not the other one trying to make the other one to feel like you need to look at those who are outside for you to make it. Because one of the things that happens to me, I was personally being told, after I met with someone that I thought that the gift of us being together, it was from God. Until now, when time goes on, where I was told that, no, I'm not fit enough to be an husband, because of the expectation of what she was hoping that he's going to get from me. And which, during that time, it does not mean that if now it happens that we meet, and then let me just say after 6 months, whatever that was supposed to be done based on whatever that I believed in, it did not happen that way. It does not mean that I'm a failure or I'm a useless man. Because I believe that all of us, we have the fixed date when it comes to the way that God wants us to prosper. And even those ones that are coming outside, they have their fixed date, and they have their personal experience, what they have went through for them to be where they are. So if now we come, and especially women, when they come and say that, okay, fine, men from outside, they know how to treat us, they know how to value a woman and everything. And then if now we can say, okay, let's remove money, how will you interpret the true love without money? How will you interpret the true love without money? Because now this one from South Africa here, because they don't have, they are not financially stable. Some of them, not all of them, some of them, they are not financially stable. It means now to them, they cannot be able to be strong men, if I can put it that way. So that's why I'm saying that my personal experience, I was told that I'm nothing. And then the way I was being portrayed, I had to choose that this way, the way it is this way, I just have to leave. And then I left her, and then I told her that, you know what, I can see what is happening. I can see what is happening, because on my, obviously that's my testimony. I cannot be ashamed of what I've experienced. I believe that it's an eye-opening to others. What happens we had a Facebook, not Facebook, a YouTube channel whereby his account and my account were connected there. So when during the account, I mean during the history of a Facebook, you can check if whether someone has watched some other things. So, and then when I went to the history of things that have been watched, I realized that he's watching things of Nigeria, how to win a man from Nigeria, how to cook for a man from Nigeria, and all those things. And then like for the whole day, those things, they are taking like Boma 10 minutes or 20 minutes, those videos there. And then I was like, I called Egere, you haven't spoken to me for the whole day. And remember, this is the person that we are one, meaning when I mean one, it means now we've already went into the covenant of home affairs. I will try to speak it in parable for those who know me, they will try to understand what I'm saying. So
yeah, we get you, my brother.
So because of that, she tried to defend herself, or no, now are you spying on me and everything? No, you have this thing is I'm seeing it on my YouTube channel, and this YouTube channel we are using for the purpose of God, because we believe that we met for that purpose. And then the last time when I blocked her, I blocked her only to find that she was watching this video of how to make your private part to be small. I don't know, they put the honey on your
Isaac.
on the hand and everything. Then after that, I blocked her, and then I blocked her on the YouTube. Until now, I was still having her on my WhatsApp until I saw her putting and removing the ring there. And then I asked her, what is happening? I can see that you remove your ring there. No, my ring, I bought it with my own money. So you cannot tell me what to do. Okay, if it's like this, I can see that you are in a relationship with someone. So you know what you must do? Let us do things in a mature way. Go and do whatever that makes you to be happy, because I can see now what is happening. And then he did whatever that he did, and then he fell for everything. It was something that happens in last year on February. Until now on last year on December, she calls me. After she called me, and then she told me, no, I was just checking upon you, and how's everything? No, I'm fine. And then later when I went to my WhatsApp, I realized that she sent me a WhatsApp before she could call me, because during that time my WhatsApp was off. Then I responded back, and the following day when I wake up in the morning, I got the missed call, and then I called back. When I called back, only to find that this is a Nigerian man speaking there. Hey, what are you doing with my woman? What do you mean with your woman? Because I got the call from him. No, this is my woman. Huh? He left you. And then all those kind of things. And then he's trying to be like threatening me. That I told her, hey, don't do that to me. I'm not in love with this person. We have already separated. And I don't know why she even called me, because now, the last time when we spoke, it's when he asked for the address of where I'm staying so that he can send the papers to the sheriff. So now she's trying to call me back, and then in everything. Until now, and I remember, I did not know whether he is in a relationship with that guy. Remember, I told you before that she was watching videos on YouTube and everything. And this is the person that when I met with her, I told him my situation. So this is what is happening to me. And this is the vision that has been given to me. Are you willing to risk your life in believing in what I believed in? Because I cannot separate myself from what you found me just because this is what is happening. And then she was willing to say that, no, I'm here to support you, and we are here to be together. But in the later state, immediately when he started to be in a relationship with that other person, it's whereby she started to change. And I was not aware until now, connected to the YouTube, which I thought, oh, maybe it was a mistake in everything. Until now, I received the call. And then after that, after some few hours, she called again and tried to explain to me, or no, you know what, this person, hey, this is the person that I'm with. Akira, you left me. No, I never left you. You literally made it clear that I'm nothing. So I choose to separate myself from you, because I thought that when we met, the confidence was that no matter what is going to happen, love is here to build. And then what happened? She kind of like told me, you know what? But I'm still wanting you back. I want to reconcile that. No. To me now, you are like a vulture that has been expired. Because now you have already showed me that you don't even respect your body. Why am I saying you don't? There's this video that I made. I don't want to talk about it, but this video shows that the moment when now you met with someone, the moment that you become intimacy with him, there's this spiritual garment that goes out of you is being given to him, and also him to you. Like there's a exchange, a spiritual exchange. So how much more if now ladies come and say that no, men from outside, they are spiritually, not spiritual, they're financially stable, they know how to take care of a woman. How many have you met before you can find the right one who can take care of you? Because if now one comes and it's for security purposes, if it's for security people, you are still going to sleep with that person. And many now, they are not aware of these people. For them to be where they are, do you know what they did for them to be where they are? That's one of the things, because now we make, like, they love to justify themselves and say that no, these ones, they know how to take care, they know how to do this. It doesn't mean that the ones of South Africa, we don't know how to take care. We know, but if Ntotsaruna is sharp during that time, it does not mean that we are failure. But now she, as we speak now, it's difficult for her. She's in a bondage, and I cannot reconcile it with her, because now, I mean, like, how will I sleep with her in the same bed, knowing exactly that this person was in intimacy with a person like this before? And
Okay,
now
I'm gonna come back in there. So Isaac, not from what you are talking about, from what I sense when you are talking. How long have you been married to this lady?
3
years. Yes. Now, here's what I'm gonna say now to you. Now I feel like you got married to someone you didn't know. What's about why?
Why?
I'm gonna explain why I'm saying that. For the fact that she was doing things behind your back, whether it was foreign related or not foreign related, it means you didn't get married to your best friend. Now, you told Buta a one question after I've said that. If this girl was cheating with a South African man, would it be any different?
Okay, before I can go there, let me share something about in a protective way. In a protective way. Where she's working with things that has to do with money. She's working with things that has to do with money. So she's in a position whereby they are dealing with a kind of what you call this thing, where when the budget is being released, they will be giving a certain kind of money that you say that this one for 3 months, for 6 months or what, you need to spend it and buy whatever that is needed for some other. I'm trying to be protective, because I don't want to, because there are a lot of people, maybe others, they know me. So the very same guy is the person who has the company that supplies government with what government must buy. So for the government to buy, she's the one who makes the call to the companies. So when he makes the calls to the companies, obviously she has already spoken to the guy and said that no, as for you, we are going to be our first priority. We are going to buy from you, and if we buy from you, obviously, like, they are buying more than 3 million, 4 million, and then from there she will be getting something.
What Isaac is sharing is a crime, and if it happens that somebody knows him and knows his ex-wife, he can end up having to give the same testimony in court. I can tell you the lady works in procurement. She's a procurement officer, and what he says she's doing is a crime. So we don't know who's listening and how far
Yeah,
this
so
can
that's
go. May
so
I add
yeah.
that he doesn't continue.
So like what I'm trying to say is that it started from there. It was sort of like a business until now, because of the love of money, the feelings started to be in touch. And then there were some private meetings which they were taking place, which I respected, because to me it was the issue of saying, no, it's all about work. We are going to meet somewhere. It's all about work. Until now, someone has to find a reason to blame the other one so that the other one can leave. This is now where I find out, or no, all this time, the very same person is the very same person. So I can say from the beginning, the intentions were right. But because of the love of what her herself cannot be satisfied with, you can end up falling in love because of that.
And now the question I put on the table, yes, Isaac, you can remove anything that is sensitive that you don't want us to hear. Now the question Ekibut is saying, I said, if she was doing this with a South African man, would it be any different?
I believe so.
Why?
I believe so. Why am I saying I believe so? I believe that people, like most of South African men, most, not all of them, most, they have good intentions. They have good intentions.
Okay. So Isaac, if I understand you, if she had cheated with a Zulu man, you would take her back now. Because
No,
now
no, no,
you're
no, no,
saying,
no. Taking
hold,
back the United States.
Isaac,
Okay.
let me land.
Okay.
Because now you have said, now that she is coming back from this foreign guy, I don't know what she has been doing with this foreign guy. So now I want to put in Temba and say, if she was doing this with Temba, would this story still be the same, or would this story be different?
It will be different. It will be different because I know that, from my experience, that's what I'm saying, from my experience, I know that people, and I'm not generalizing, I'm not speaking bad about, but for those ones who are doing that, I know them from outside, especially those ones who are in the business. I know what they are doing. I know what they are doing. I'm speaking from experience. So that's why others, they will say that, no, this person cares about me, he loves me, he's able to provide for me and everything, but you don't know what they are doing in the secret. So that's what I'm saying.
And as Zulu man, I know what he's doing in secret.
Now I'm based on, okay, for the Zulu man, okay, I respect that, but now based on the one of those ones who are from outside.
I will not take that one.
Okay, I know, I understand, but
thank you.
We leave it
As
for
much
God.
as okay, let's not go into Zulu men now. But Isaac, since you requested and you shared your story, how would you like to contribute to the conversation?
Or I can just say that, as especially people who one day they wish to get married, to wish to have their family with their loved ones, let love be based on right motives. Let us not try to justify our love based on our interest, based on the expectation of what we are hoping to get in a marriage or in a relationship. The foundation must be pure from the start. It must not be tried to be protected by saying that, no, the other ones, they know how to take care of us because they are financially stable. There you are trying to justify yourself because of money. And obviously there will be those that will come with those intentions, and you will try to justify yourself, say that men, other men, especially South African men, they don't know how to love or don't know how to take care of a woman, knowing exactly that you are looking for the bag. It's all about the bag, the Benjamin.
Okay, I think I hear you now. All right,
Yes.
Isaac, thank you for sharing your story, and I could tell Hore it's coming from a place of hurt. I can tell
Oh.
Hore. But after all this, did you go for counseling? After she has left, she has cheated. When as Isaac Bitebe, did you go for counseling?
No, I believe that God is the one that will cancel me, and I'm still fine, and I've already forgiven her. We speak, but that's why I say that this is my personal experience, which I believe that it has taught me a lot, especially when it comes to relationship, and especially when it comes to saying that I want to be committed to someone that I love.
So you are
So
still in counseling with God, if I understand you.
I can say so.
All right. Okay. Healing and light your way, my brother. Thank you for
Thank you,
sharing.
thank you, thank you.
Lamo, you are next, my love.
Hi, Asna lady.
Hi, Lala.
How are you?
Fine.
I'm good, thank you. So what I wanted to say now, people should listen to me, right? For me personally, I'd rather stick to like local men, like my South African men, because obviously when you fall in love, you end up being intimate. Along the line, you might have kids at the end of the day, right? So for me, when I have kids with someone, I want to have kids with a person that I know, like I know your home. You understand? Yes, if people from Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ghana, everywhere, they have homes, but for me, it's too far. And then when it comes to customs and cultures, it's two different cultures. I don't want to complicate my life like that. You
Yeah.
understand? That's one thing for me. And again, if they're so good in taking care of women or they provide a man, as people state, I feel like they could just marry someone from back home, fly the person, come and live with the person, right? If really they're that good. Because if you're good with something, you should have done it back at home and bring your wife here. You understand? So it's it's something that makes me think a lot when it comes to that. Like if you're so good in something, why don't you start at home? Because
Lamo, let me correct you there, my love. Let me correct you there. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna go personal now. I'm gonna go
okay.
into my story because as much as you have shared your side of the story. Now, when my husband came to South Africa, it was not because what he wanted to do cannot be done in his country. Now, my husband has always wanted to be a pilot. Ne? He always wanted to be a pilot. But hahuna the pilot schools where he comes from. So now, shouldn't he come to South Africa and pursue his dream?
No, absolutely, he can come.
And then
So
go
with
back.
me, what I'm
So
trying
you are
to,
saying come and go back.
No, you can come. If somebody, like I said, I'm not limiting anyone. I'm giving with my own referencing, right? That personally for me, I'd rather stick local.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like when cultures are different, right? It's like even within our own country, we have so many cultures. So I'm one person, I do a lot of research, and then you find that certain cultures correlate, but certain cultures don't at all. So I wouldn't just step into that culture because I don't want to complicate my life. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes. And again, I've had so many stories myself that I feel like I'm not willing to risk myself for anything.
Yeah. You are protecting yourself and you are
Yes,
you are
I'm protecting
protecting your
myself.
kids.
I'm looking out for myself. I feel like when it's me, I'm also looking out for my bloodline because if I have to have kids with you, I need to be okay with it. Even if we break up, I can have confidence to say, look here, we have divorced. You can have the kids because for me, I believe that kids belong to a man because that's his blood. I can take them and say, okay, have your kids. They can go to your home or they can go to your mom. I would not have a problem. But me taking you so far away, like, yo, I wouldn't sleep.
Yeah, but Lamo, I hear you loud and clear. You are protecting yourself.
Yes.
Right, you are putting a barrier around yourself. Whereas Naledi is saying, bring it on. Let's see. How come mixer? I mean, Naledi into what happens when you mix white and black. But Lamo is a nakibata white and white, and you just want to keep it that way. That's why
yes, even if it were to
Lamo,
be
at the end of the day, it's a preference.
Yes, even if for me it's white people, I cannot go and date like a white man. I cannot start that.
I'm talking about like paint. I made an example of paint. So when now orata white and white because you want to
Yes,
keep it
that's for
here.
me.
Yes, but
Yes.
Naledi wants white and yellow because she wants to find out what will happen when you mix a white paint and a yellow paint.
Yes, she's curious. She's an
Danko.
explorer. Mm.
Yes, yes, my love. And I
And I
look at
also
my
have
child
friends
and
who
I'm
are
like,
like,
wow. Sorry,
you know,
love,
my
please
husband.
repeat that.
So I was saying my husband now and then he'll joke because I think most of my friends, and I cannot choose for people, they like married to Nigerian, some Zimbabwean. We just went to a Congolese wedding. So it'd be like, yo, baby, one day your friends are like just going everywhere, they're exploring, and you just chose to stuck it within where we come from. Like, he's like, one day, don't you think you'd ever want to do that? And I just said, no, it's not for me. I'm just not interested. And I don't hate or have a problem with them, but for me personally, I just cannot. I
Yeah,
don't want to complicate my life because from the food, the culture, everything is just too different for me.
yeah, but now I want to experiment. I'm like, but why their food? I'm like, why their food smells like this? Why do they walk like this? Why do they pray like this? But Lamo, great points indeed, my sister. And I like who was speaking. You are protecting your peace. You are
Mm-hmm.
protecting you at the end of the day. And
Thank
can
you
you?
so much.
I can imagine one day when you have a child with this person. Utomutolagai, where will you find his family? Where are you running to? What are Tagazelo? I think you are
Yes.
thinking about that.
Mm.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Stan. Damsha, do you wanna say something before I take Roman so that we can make a space there?
For now, I'm good. Thank you.
All right,
I'm
Stan.
good. All the
Roman,
best.
welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Osna Lady, and good day, everyone.
Good day.
No, but I'd like to start with this sentiment. I have a few foreign friends, and my experience with having them in my life is that they are good people,
Mm-hmm.
and it has taught me not to judge a person on face value, but by their actions and interactions with others. Even amongst themselves, they do not get along because of what others are doing and painting all everyone under the same brush or paint. It's
Correct.
unfortunate that we can argue or even say the majority are doing this or the few are not doing that. But at the end of the day, it's all about how do you interact with that one individual that we met on the street.
Yeah.
I made a comment earlier about the 80s. In the 80s, even interculturally, South Africans did not inter relate. Batswana ne ba nyala Batswana, Basotho ba nyala
Oh,
Basotho,
yeah.
Maxhosa ne ba nyala Maxhosa, Mazulu ne ba nyala Mazulu. But when things started opening up, we amongst ourselves started exploring. When the boundaries opened, things started becoming more interesting in terms of, like you say, the palais now gets bigger and the table is bigger now. The options are bigger. It's for me, I feel as South African men, we are angry because of the fact that we cannot tap into the women from foreign countries.
Yeah.
I like being honest.
Yeah.
That is the sentiment that is there on the ground, and most people will shy away from saying that. In most instances, it's not what these guys are doing to our sisters, of which there are those who are doing things to our sisters, which makes us angry at them. But at the bottom of everything, there's also this anger that I cannot date a Somalian woman, but her brother is able to have a child with my sister. I cannot date a Nigerian woman because they are more focused on dating their own. So it's a fact of why our sisters not doing the same as these African women. But when I have conversations with my friends, they will tell you where they come from. Their sisters as well are dating these French guys, these guys from other countries because they can give more than they can. And I remember the other brother made a statement that they keep money. Whereas I don't know what does it mean. Does it mean that South African men don't keep money? But anyway, it's a statement for another day. But I believe that it's an issue of preference.
Did you say
Each
keep
one
money?
has.
Roman, did you say keep money?
It's a statement that was made by chief priests, that he says we work at clubs and salons, they work in governments, we keep money. I don't know, does it refer to the fact that South African men don't keep money? It's not like South African men are lazy. We can question their intentions when they spend money on our sisters. Most of them, they are there for the benefits, not to offer stability. And Ahona Mosadi, I like the fact that he said Ahona Mosadi o Sarating Chelet. I'm sorry to use Stoan. There's no woman that does not love money, including his mother, of which is very true. You cannot build a solid family without financial stability. You can go wherever you like. Financial stability, if our family runs on R1, I should bring that R1. And if I can't, then there's no stability within my family. If my family runs on 100,000, I should bring the bread on the table so that there can be stability in my family. A woman can only come as a support system in a family. So these things are diluted these days. We have women that just want to sit and do nothing and expect manna from heaven. Then these guys are there to provide that. Willingly so, without compromising, without asking questions. Hence, we say if you can get into what is the intention? The intention is just to make sure that the citizenship is covered. Not everyone, but in most instances, the citizenship is covered. He can now move around and do whatever that he wants to do within the country. And in most instances, you find that they are married back home. They have 2 or 3 wives. So it's a complex conversation.
Roman, did
Yes.
you say most they have left wives at home?
I said most.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but Akere Roman, that is where Naledi has to do her homework before
Exactly.
I say, yeah. I need to do my homework before I say yes to Ochuku, because Lina, I need to go and visit Abidjan. I need to go to Abidjan and see, because guys, most mistake that South African ladies do, you get married to these foreigners and you haven't been to their countries. And then when you hear there's wife number 1, wife number 2, wife number 3, you get shocked. Why? So why on that phase, when you are still on the honeymoon, you say, Lavi, I would like to go and see your family? Because there is no way he can hide a wife. There is no way he can hide children. If you are in Abidjan for 7 days, there is no way. Someone is bound to say something about the wife. Someone is bound to say something about the kids. Because again, they're thinking when you are coming in as the second wife. So another advice I would give my South African sisters, go check out, just like Tabo, come on, just like Roman. If I am dating Roman, it is my duty as Naledi to go to Tembisa and say, Roman, what kind of a family do you come from? So when we are dating foreigners, why are we not doing the same? Say, honey, I want to go to Paris. I want to see what do you eat. I want to see your parents. I want to see I don't want to talk to them over the phone. I want to see them. Because when shit hits the fan, that is when South African sisters are crying. Yo, Ausna lady, he has 4 wives. You didn't know. Roman, thank you for that point, my sister. My brother, thank you for that point. Thank you so much. It's because I want to take Onyi. Hello, Onyi.
Hi, how are you, sis Naledi?
Good. And you?
I'm well, thank you for asking.
Yo, hold
Good
on,
afternoon,
Onyi.
everyone.
Listen to this. After I said to South African women, Go and check out where they come from. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that followed me. Yo, I spoke so much sense. Welcome, my
Yes,
sister. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you so much. Your topic is very interesting. So I'm not South African. I am Zimbabwean. So I just wanted to add my 2 cents on your topic. So I think in every nation there are good people and bad apples. In
Correct.
every nation, whether you're Nigerian, Zimbabwean, or South African. There are men who deceive women in South Africa and say they are not married, hence they are married. So it's everywhere. So I really like your idea, what you just said now, but I just want to brief something about foreign people. I'm one person who never, ever liked foreign people, especially Nigerians. I never liked Nigerians. But one time, I decided just to understand where they're coming from, what kind of people they are. And my cousin by then was dating a Nigerian person, and I could see how the guy was treating her. He was just there for the money and paper issues. So it really put me off. So I really hated Nigerians. So at a certain time, I met a Nigerian guy, and then I was swept off my feet.
Wow.
One thing which stood out for me, I don't even want to go to money, because when I met this guy, he was staying in one room, sharing with a guy. But what I liked about this guy, he was hardworking, very hardworking. So I saw that there was potential for him. Even if he's not well up now, I could see that in the future he was. And one thing I want to say, my South African brothers, I love them so much, but here's the thought: they shouldn't get irritated or get upset why their sisters are dating foreigners. Here's the point: why? Because without even talking money issues, what I've experienced is if you find the guy who truly loves you, they 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 have an X factor. I don't know if you understand an X factor. I know there are good men everywhere in every nation who can take care of their women, but they have, when you go to idols and they say you have an X factor, these people have an X factor. They have an X factor even in smallest things, sister lady, like you have a headache, they care. They want to know what, they always check up on you. Simple things like, baby, don't cook today, or this week, don't go to the kitchen. I'll take care of you. So I'm not even talking monetary issues. They always checking. They are there to make sure you, as an individual, you are okay in every aspect. So that's what actually made me fall in love with this guy, because he didn't have any money at all. You see, so instead of my South African brothers getting upset or getting angry, the question should be, have a conversation with your sisters. What are these guys doing which
That
makes
we
you
are
guys
not
go to
doing.
them? Have that conversation, because some people I hear they say they are doing drugs. Of course, some people have bad intentions, some have good intentions, but asking, why do you flock to these guys? Can really someone put their life in danger, go and date someone who is doing drugs, go under that, and just for the sake of, I want to live a soft life? So have that conversation. Don't quickly get upset, because I believe as a man, as a woman, you can learn from other cultures. You can definitely learn from other cultures instead of just getting irritated. My first boyfriend from Zimbabwe impregnated me, left me at 30 years. 30 years, I lost my virginity, gave me a child, and told me in my face that he did me a favor. People of my age had 2 kids, 3 kids already. So it really hurt me.
So he did you a favor. Now you are within the population now. Oh.
Yeah, you see, he did me a favor because this is one brother from my country, Zimbabwe. And guess what? God has a way of turning things. This Nigerian guy who met me when my child was 4 years. Got married when my child was in grade 3. He took up my child. So there are men out there with good intentions. I don't even want to talk money. There are men out there with good intentions. If you meet that man, and also as a woman, just to my sisters, I've had conversations with my husband's friends. Like sometimes, a man can come to you, Naledi, with intentions of just banging and going.
Yes.
But your conduct, Naledi, your conduct, the way you handle yourself will make a man take a pause and look at you again to know this is a good woman. That is very important for a woman. Know what you want in a man, whether it's foreign or local. Because sometimes if you're that woman who is always like these men, they want someone they can build with. Someone who they can build a family with. And as a foreign person, I like what the other sister said, that I don't want to go that far. So they're looking for someone like, if time comes, will you be able to move to Nigeria with me or to Ghana with me? If time comes. And those are the things you guys should speak about. Because I tell you, they are good men, and in every nation they are. That is just my 2 cents I just wanted to add.
Yeah. Onyi, thank you. And I want to add on what you just said. And not all of them guys want to go back. Not all of them. And
Yes.
I'm happy that you brought up that point, Siswami. Now, that's why when you meet this, Ntuli, please mute your mic. It is very important when you meet a foreigner that you ask these questions. You have to ask him, love, are we ever going to go to those rural areas of Nigeria? Because Mina, my husband came to South Africa to build. Ntuli, are you going to mute or I should mute you? Now, let me continue.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, but you just need to mute
I'm
it.
here.
There's an echo coming from you.
There's an echo.
This is
You
the
hear-
truth. This
you
is
hear
the
clearly
truth,
now?
Siswa. Let me tell you guys, being married to a foreigner, I have to share such things because I've been married to my husband for 20 years. So there is something that Naledi is doing right. And I think it is my duty to share with you and say, what is it that I did right in the beginning? And everything with dating a foreigner is in the beginning. In the beginning, you cannot wake up 10 years down the line and you are under the fridge, you are being exported to Nigeria with drugs in your body. No, you can't. You can't do that. Now, that's why I'm saying when you are dating a foreigner, there are certain questions you need to ask in the beginning. Love, where are we settling? Bona, where are we settling? Where are we bringing up the children? So if I have 4 children from you, where are we bringing up these kids? Are we bringing them here or are we bringing them up in Abidjan? And what are our chances for Abidjan? Is there a good school in Abidjan? That's why I said, ladies, go out, go see where he was born. Go check out his house. There is no way in 7 days. The first time I visited my husband's place, it was a week. And I want you to know that being the curious person that I was, I picked up everything. I picked up everything. I picked up everything from the mother, from the father, from his siblings. Now, why are half of them sliced up with drugs inside their body? Is because they didn't do their homework. Is because they ran for the wrong things. Is because they didn't want to have a relationship with a foreigner. Now, I'm on the point where I am saying, which is what Onyi brought. Uguti, where are we going to stay? Because one day when he ships you back to Abidjan, to the rural areas of Abidjan, you will have to answer, where you will have to wear a doek day in, day out. It is your fault, my sister. Auntie B, welcome, Stando Sam.
Molweni sana. You know, this is such interesting topic. First of all, my husband is here. I have to say thank you for marrying me. He's looking me with bright eyes. Anyway, you know why I got married here, because I've been here too long. I was getting too old in America, of which I do love my South African brothers. Nobody saw the beauty
Sorry,
in
Auntie
me.
B, let me just come in. So someone, Makhuleko, you are asking, how do you ask these questions? It's the same way you ask Tabo.
Yeah.
It's the same way.
When you date.
It's the same way. It's the
Before you-
same way you asking Namsha, when are we going to the Eastern Cape? When am I seeing your family? It's the same. Why do you think with a foreigner is different? It's not. Anyway, ask his Auntie B. Continue,
Yeah.
Stando-san. And I know
So-
that you love your husband.
I know I do, because I got love very late. I got to be loved very late, and it's nice to love and you know, all that, but you have to be willing too. But the point is this I want to make, when Nana lady, you know, I love my South African brothers. I love them dearly, and I always thought that in Zakukele Kaya, but that didn't happen. I always thought that I was going to get old at home. Somebody will love me as a Guga Mama Ekaya, but that didn't happen. Now, the point I'm having, I don't mind our brothers, or I mean our sisters, marrying foreign guys. Most of them are wonderful. I'm not going to lie. But Naledi, the problem I'm having, of course, the Americans said the same thing about us too, foreign women. They get mad at us, we're coming to take their brothers. And they forget sometimes we're also bringing something to the table, or something like me's got their own little change and he's got his change. I didn't come to take. You find me working. That's another point. They don't understand it sometimes, but I'm not going into that now. What I'm trying to say is, as a person, a woman who's been living in this country too long, we have these Nigerian men, Ghana men, come from South. Once we meet, they meet us. Maybe in the gatherings, oh, I'm a South African. How? And then when you start to talk to them in Sotho, Zulu, or Afrikaans, they don't know none of these languages. But he came with a South African passport.
Yeah.
And then you come with the South African passport, and then you put my South African kids or sisters, mothers down. That's a problem I'm having. Then I get very angry. And then I would say, it's okay, you went to South Africa to marry them for your own interest, for your own benefit of the passport. Now you come to put them down. If you find them giddy cabbage or they bitches, don't put them down. Leave them there. Don't sleep with them.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's the problem. You can date them. You can marry them, but don't put them down. Don't say the South African women are cheap. You can just slip them for money. Who made them cheap? You made them cheap. And then I tell them, I said, you came here with this passport because your country couldn't get a passport to here, because Nigerian now is not easy to come here. You know what they do here? They marry the Americans. They got 5 wives, because Naledi, that's another point. When you date this man, if he didn't come here to South Africa with a good passport, maybe he came in the back door. It's not easy. It's going to take you to Nigeria to go see first how they live in Nigeria. He wants to fix his passport first. So that's another issue of that point, you know. But the thing I'm saying, date them, marry them, but be nice to them. Do not put my sisters down. Mina and Dinesquele with my country, doesn't matter. I can criticize them, but not you as a foreigner. Now they're here in America with this passport. They marry now another one here, and then they call them Akata. You know what Akata means? Aha. Aha. So don't call us names. Do whatever you do, don't call us names. And also our South African sisters, please, when you marry them, just don't marry, our brothers are poor, they don't give us money. Hey, you pay a lot to get that money. I always say, I don't want to sleep with a man because he gives me money. I'm going to pay. You know, Naledi is going to sleep on me, and then I'll be opening my eyes and said, Uzo Kabani, when is it going to be done on top of me? Because I paid. It wasn't for
Yes.
love.
So, Mamela Auntie B, let me answer
Yes.
that, guys. Auntie B spoke about an Okada. An Okada is one of those bikes they use for public transport.
Yep.
Mostly West African countries. That's an Okada. Right,
Yeah.
Auntie B?
Yeah.
In South Africa, it's cut or something like that.
Yeah,
But do you
it's
call them
those
those names?
mini bikes, yes, which
Yeah.
are used
No.
for public transport. Yeah,
Yeah.
they take
Yeah.
one person from one point to another, but in a bike form.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was in Davidton, I would say it's the, what are those? Avanza. Yes, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, tuk-tuk. Thank you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can find them in Easter's or Silverton. They are there. Easter's,
Oh,
Pretoria.
yeah. Okay, but
Yeah.
that is the name they call the American women. So imagine if they call American women that name, what are they calling us as South Africans? You know, I know we South Africans, we also got terms, what we calling them. But the point I try to make here, love my sisters, love my mothers, or marry them, whatever, but please do not feed them with drugs and after that, and then you call them cheap. You know, Naledi, one time on this TikTok, I saw a guy was giving a young lady, she was about maybe 20s or so. And this guy's giving her 200, 2,000. Is your brother's going to do this? And she was taking it. This is for school. This is for your hair. You know, Naledi, I wrote back and I said, please call me when you're in the hospital.
Yeah.
I said, call me when you're when you lay in the hospital bed. You call me. You know? So those are the things that are just making me furious. But anyway, so as I said, and then another thing, Naledi, they go married us and they have the passport and they go and get their wives.
Yeah.
No, that's not nice. I don't say, I know they call me names too, but I'm married for a reason. I'm married for love. I didn't marry that I want the green card or I had my money. I had my little change in South Africa and I was willing to go back and retire in South Africa. But then I met him and I told him, I said, honey, at the end of the day, I want to go back to my country. You know, now we are preparing ourselves to go to South Africa, it will be his first time and his child in South Africa. So that's all I wanted to say. But thank you for your platform. That I wanted to bring on here. That Mabayeke, they must stop to criticize us. Oh, I get furious. They come here with this, but Naledi, we had, not too short, we had a lady here, South African girl. She's got 2 kids. In Nigeria, left him. The Nigerian guy said, oh, my family said we cannot marry. I cannot marry you. The girl has got no papers. She's got 2 kids. She can't leave the country because she can't even work. The guy is gone. Okay. I would say this. He's got so many names. Now we're feeding her now. I just sent her $300 to California. She can't come home because the man has to sign off, on the birth certificate of the kids or the letter that she can leave the country. Now, if she was in South Africa, she could leave the kids in Eastern Cape, in Nomakulu, with grandmother, and then she can go find a job. Now she can't. She doesn't have a paper. She's got these 2 kids. The Nigerian guy is gone. I know it happens to us South Africans too, but it's better if we happen at home. Now, America doesn't give you paper just because of you got a child. They don't do that. They can take the children. You can go. And that's why I tell these young ladies, come here, we au pair and work here. Leave boyfriend, just work. I mentor them every day. I said, please just work, And then some will say, oh, you're not my mother. You're not my mother. And then when things are bad, they come back and it's hard to say, I told you so. I told you so. So that's all. That's my 2 cents I wanted to put in here, my sister. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank
Bye-bye,
you,
dear.
Auntie B. Thank you for that. That was a mouthful. Guys, after Auntie B, I'm closing the live. Bona, that was so straight to the point, valid, my sister. Let me
So much for allowing me to participate in the discussion. This is very painful, guys. It's very painful because as much as we are different with different intentions, still people still get hurt.
Yeah.
And most people, what I picked up is that most people or most women, they date maybe for money. You will see people bragging, oh, my man is from, maybe I'm dating a Nigerian, is doing this for me, this is where he stays. It's all about that. You understand? It's not really, for some people, it's not really meeting someone that you build with.
Yeah.
I'm married to a Congolese guy. And honestly speaking, I never thought I would be married to someone from outside. Really, I never thought. It was just
Mamela,
something
African
that
Queen, it's
just
not like
happened.
we are writing it down that one day in 2022 I'm gonna be married to a Abidjan guy. No, we don't write it down, guys. It happens. African Queen, we fall in love. I think that's what
Yes,
you are. Yes,
I
we
was
fall in
also
love.
shocked.
Continue,
Listen,
my love. Continue.
so lower your volume, baby. So we met at varsity, right? We were students then. So I met this guy. So I had a bad attitude towards these people. I was like, what do you want from me? I was just always brushing them away. But this one, I fell in love with him on a first date. There was someone in the picture when I met him. Trust me, the same day I told the guy, you know what, it's finished. It's done between you and I. I met someone, the love of my life. Imagine. So my friends, when I get back to Res, my friends were like, yo, you don't know what these people do. How can you meet someone just on the first date? You are just blown away. This is not normal. And really, it was not normal. Seriously. And at that time, he was here to study, remember? And he was looking for a job back home. He's from Congo. So he was like, no, me, I'm not here to stay. I don't know if you are comfortable if we go back, but now if we go back together, I need to wait for you to finish your studies. I don't know if you can follow me. I really don't know how it's gonna work. But then I was finishing my studies the following year, and he was finishing the current year that we met. And he was like, okay, we need to see where this is going, because right now I'm ready to get married, but then I need to go back home. Are you comfortable with living in another country? I said yes, guys. But firstly, I assessed, but what is this? Okay, what is important in this, guys? You must know what is the person doing for living, right? What papers are they using? Once you know that, you become comfortable. I became comfortable, but unfortunately, we didn't move. He found something to do. He was doing engineering, so they started a company, an engineering company. So we got married the following year. We're still together, but now in South Africa, things are not really going well economically. So we are planning to go back home. So in Congo. So sometimes I get hurt when I hear things like this, and people are not taking things seriously. You see, when you meet someone, you must know what papers are they using, why are they here, what are they doing for a living. But most people don't care about that. They only care about money and bashing our own brothers. You understand? There's bad people, there's good people everywhere.
Correct.
So when you get money from this Nigerian guy, don't say now South African men are lazy, they are doing this and that, as if that Nigerian guy or Congolese guy won't do such kuwe. You understand? People are people. We are all human beings. And most of the time, yes, usisilo bekashilo ukuthi we are getting used. Most of the time we are getting used. Guys, we are getting used. Really. People always get shocked. They said your marriage is so different. You are so humble. We don't like most of the time. when people are dating foreign people or are married to foreign people, they have this standard. They expect you to be flashy. They expect you to be, I don't know how, but most people will go there for material things. If we can start, because Mina, I even forget guys that are married I married someone from outside. I forget that.
Yeah.
People, so it's people who remind me. They always ask me questions. Oh, how is it getting married to someone from outside? I'm like, yo, I have to remember now that I'm married to someone from outside. Guys,
Yeah.
if this is done
You got so comfortable
intentionally with
under sun. Yeah,
intentions,
you even forget. Yeah.
yeah, you even forget when someone asks you that, yo, you even have to remember now, oh, I'm married to someone from outside. So, and as well, you were right when you were saying we need to discuss how we're going to raise, which values are we going to instill to these kids. And on my side, I'm closer, but we decided to raise our kids as Congolese so that they can know that, okay, we can go to Congo. And also they have nationalities. They have Congolese birth certificate. They have South African. We are preparing them in case that there's a barter that side. You know, things don't stay the same. They can just move. We want to open that mind. Every holiday, guys, you need to go home. You need to see the family and stuff like that. They need to balance. They need to use these advantages that they have. They're South African and they're Congolese. That is already something really advantageous to them.
Yeah, and I think African Queen, as you are talking, I'm trying to compare my husband to your husband. Tina, we are not going back. We are not going back to where he comes from. We've decided that South Africa is our home. So this is the point that I'm trying to paint as well. When you meet, someone foreign, of course you have to talk about these things. Are we ever going to have a house that side? Are we ever gonna visit that side? Like what African Queen is saying, they are playing 50-50. If things go well in South Africa, oh well, we're gonna stay here. If things go well in Congo, hey, kids will take their passports and run there. And I think that is the flexibility of being married to a foreigner. You know that you have. Mina, I know we have settled for South Africa. So I am married to a foreigner, but South Africa is our home. When he came to South Africa, he brought his everything. So we are married to foreigners, but you see how Uguti, where are we staying, is very important. And these things, you talk about it in the beginning. While you are dating, while it's still the honeymoon phase,
Exactly.
leadership. Yes, you
Exactly.
talk about it. Because one day he's going to wake up and he's going to say, honey, we are going to Congo. Surprise.
And
So
guys, the same way,
have to talk about it.
Ausna lady, the same way we are asked, like, why are you dating or why are you getting married to a foreign guy? They're also asked. They go through these things. I remember at work, there's this colleague, he said he was so hurt. He was like, what do people think? Why do they have to choose for people? Because his colleague asked, like, why couldn't you just go home and get a wife? Why are you getting married to a South African and stuff like this? So they also go through what we go through.
Exactly.
They also go through that. They have to answer. They're getting judged. They are getting judged for marrying us because we are not good and stuff like that.
Thank you, African Queen. Thank you for sharing and wishing you the Congolese style. And it's true about the spices, man. It's true about the spices. I know it's true. Let me take Namsha. Are you still there, my love? I need to check on you. Are you still there? Any 1 word, 2 word you wanna add? African Queen, thank you so
Hello.
much.
I've been listening. Greetings, everyone. I know a lot of people just joined again. I've been listening to a lot of interesting stories, points that are being very much made. Some even said better And as they are talking, I'm like, yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, I'm making notes actually right here next to me, because this goes back to our discussion earlier on, when we touched on culture, we touched on parenting, parents not being comfortable with their children marrying foreign men because of cultural backgrounds, because of fear of losing their children going across the border to other countries. I believe as a parent, we all want our kids close to us. Now, by marrying a foreign man, your child now needs to travel across, especially if you are female, because we do know we can't run away from a man's ego and that men do dominate. And if you can't reach, like I like Naledi, I like the facts, the importance that you highlight as a woman who's experienced in marrying a foreign man, the important points that we need to take into consideration if we meet a foreign man, which now, if I decide to move to Canada, to Nigeria, my family has to be informed of that. Am I comfortable with that? Am I okay raising my child in Nigeria or Canada? I like the education and the knowledge that you are giving us, things that as South African women, we need to take into consideration, whether it is dating any foreign man, whether you are black foreign, white foreign, it does not matter. So I am taking a lot. Aunt B, she said a lot. Aunt B, I love a lot that she said. She made a lot of valid points there. Even with me, when you talk about research, I just met a guy right now, and I'm telling you, you ask for my number, you tell me your name and surname, I'm already on Facebook, I'm already on LinkedIn, I'm already on Instagram, I'm already. That guy doesn't even know I've made so much research about him, because I am trying to get as much as I can possibly get out of him. Onyi also added, yeah, African Queen, yeah, I think I'm good. I'm still here. I'm still listening. I appreciate.
No problem, Hlala. You know what, Namhla, let you down, and I take the last guess because I'm closing. And then Namhla, I'm gonna call you back in, and then I'm gonna close with you, and we're gonna compare your notes. As we see some, my love. So guys, listen. I'm planning to close at 0:00 on the hour. I'm planning to close. I'm planning to close on the hour. So I'm gonna take the last guests that are in the last in the request now. I'm gonna take those ones, and then I'm gonna close no Namhla, because Namhla is taking notes, and we're gonna reflect on what we've learned today. So, like I've said, my platform is not for bashing anyone. At the end of the day, guys, it is a preference. Whether I'm dating a South African guy, a Congolese guy, a Nigerian guy, it is a preference. But what we are going to do on this platform, we are going to learn. We are here to learn. There must be someone who is curious about I wonder kunjani ukudata iforeign. Stay in the back seat, listen. Take whatever you want to take, and what you don't want to take, delete.
And your resident guest or your guests, how are you guys?
We are all good.
All right, Naledi, I would like to start by saying people's opinions are like wristwatches. People don't only tell you what they think is right. If you ask me what time is it right now, I will tell you the time that I think is right, even though it's not right. So that's people's opinions. It goes along with culture. It goes along with how it goes along with what my preference, my parents prefer for me as their child. And it is a lot of politics and a lot of system when it comes to to marrying a foreigner. At the end of the day, we are all human beings. The difference is the culture, and culture involves a lot of preferences. You know, if you and Naledi, Naledi and your husband, you prefer to have to come up with your own culture. I believe right now, Naledi and your husband, you have your own culture. You have a certain way on how you do things. And when we are looking at it from the outside, we won't see it. That's when we're gonna get to have our own opinions, you know? And even families and stuff like that, because they cannot see the kind of culture that is keeping your relationship to move. You know, hence that's why when I was starting this, I said, how do you get to ask certain questions? And you said from the beginning, and I didn't. Oh, that's so simple, you know. And most people, sisters, they get into it to benefit, but they define whatever the process as a relationship. It's not a relationship. There's a big difference, you know, for when you want to be in a relationship and for when you want to date. Date is when you're testing waters. It's checking actually how much does that guy have in his account. That's dating, you know. And then whenever it's not working out, they come and blame the relationship. And when they blame a relationship, they don't just blame a relationship. They say a relationship with this particular person is like this. We all know that transactional relationship don't end well. But now it's affecting the bigger picture now. It's affecting you as a South African lady or any African lady to meet with your own brother. Remember, if I see a Nigerian, Congolese, or whoever, I'm a South African, by the way, I see brothers, you know. There's a system that is making us to believe that we're not brothers. Do you understand? There's a system that is running in us, more especially as sisters. And most of South African guys, they cannot marry African women. Do you understand? That's what the stat says. There are a few, but most of them. Do you understand? And some of these people, when they go out there, they don't say nice things about South African guys. They say sisters. So I was saying that most of women, they like justifying their actions. If someone is going to, like when you're about to start a relationship, you don't start a relationship based on the let me just say, you don't love what you got attracted to. You love the character. Do you understand? So if you found a character in a person that is not coming from the homeland, do you understand? Which is South Africa, and you are South African. Your identity shows that you're South African. Ne? So I was saying that most of the, like, remember, as people, we must bear in mind that there are a lot of systems, and these systems, they are being upgraded each and every day. Hence, that's why you can see a trend of Nigerian men having to be famous in selling drugs. We have a lot of South African guys that are busy doing some shady things. We have a lot of Asian guys doing a lot of things, corruption in South Africa or around Africa itself. We have a lot of women that are being kidnapped based on the system, that are being made slaves in other countries because of money, materialistic things, you know. Hence, that's why someone said that, yes, you can do that, but I'll meet you in hospital. I will wait for you one day when you're in a hospital. Because they don't know the consequences. We all want to experience, and we stop forgetting that experiences, my experience is not reality. If you came across a bad guy that is Nigerian, it doesn't mean that. Or if you let me speak about guys. If you came across dating someone from Congo, which is a woman, it doesn't mean that if you experience her bad ways, it doesn't define all of Congolese women. Same goes with South Africa, you know. Just that the system is making the good women to be surrounded by the bad ones. When we get to view them, we get to see the bad ones first. We don't see the good ones. And we get to see the good ones for when we have one-on-one conversation, which I believe some of you South African women that are married to these guys that are not coming from South Africa, but yet again, we are Africans. If you understand? This is when you got to see the character, and the character is what you love. That's why you can proudly say that I'm in a relationship with this person. Your marriage is just covering the relationship. There's a relationship that is the engine of whatever that is moving in between you. So people, they need to learn to understand that. That's why now when I look at a Nigerian guy, I look at someone that is Nigerian. I don't look at a black person that speaks or that is coming from or grew up in Nigeria. That's the systems that are breaking us as people, and mostly because of I've been in South Africa. That's why sometimes we cannot continue being successful. We cannot hold on to success because of there's a system that is making us to fight amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
And that system is busy upgraded. Like right now, I can just criticize you, my lady, that, oh, you are married to, what do you call, your husband, an African person, and I can criticize you easily, but not realizing that there's a system that is making me to do that. But if I don't get to the bottom of that system, I will always get it wrong. That's why you can get to see okay, sharp. Last example, you put glasses, different colors, and inside them you put water. When you look at them, you will see colors, but you won't see what's inside them.
Correct.
So you will get to see what's inside them up until you drink. You get close to them. So I'm saying, guys, let's stop fighting. Let's stop fighting as Africans. We are Africans, and whoever that is doing bad stuff, we know that we all want money at the end of the day, but let's do it the right way. Thank you.
Mapulego, a mouthful, seriously, like straight to the point. You delivered. Bona Horenka Kwala live. Straight to the point, my brother. Thank you so much. And there's one thing I want to add as I'm letting go, Mapulego. It's so bad, guys, when it's done by your own people. Yeah, Jesse is here. It's painful when it's done to you by your own people. Now, let me share. Being married to a foreigner, of course, I walk into a restaurant, I sit down, and then we start to converse in English, right? Me and my husband. The moment Naledi starts speaking English, you should see how the waiter and the waitresses change their attitude. Now, hey, Shiane, let me not touch on that. Sky, welcome, stand. Hey, Sky.
I greet everyone. I get, I should say that I'm happy to hear what you people are saying about the Africans, but I'm not in South Africa. As for now, I'm in Malaysia, but I'm interested in what you people are saying, but because I'm an African man, I'm from Nigeria. I'm an African man, and it's a very beautiful thing to talk about our life. Because we are African, we have to speak out. If we don't speak out, no one will do that for us. I don't have much to say because I'm not in South Africa. I have not been to South Africa, but I'm a Nigerian and I'm also an African. So I'm happy to listen to what you guys are saying. That's what I have to say for now. I have not been in your program before. This is my first time. So I will love to listen more, to learn more about what you guys are saying. Then I can adopt anything I want to say, maybe next time. I hope you guys understand me.
Cool. Sky, I will let you go into the comment section. You are welcome. You are welcome, my brother. You can stay in the comment section, listen. And yeah, he's African, guys. He's African. He's never been to South Africa. He is in Nigeria. Welcome, my brother. Stay in the comment section, listen, grab whatever that you want to grab, and delete what is not relevant to you. DJ Kizo, welcome.
Yeah, good. I don't know. Hello to everybody. Can you guys hear me clearly, please?
Loud and clear.
Okay, my name is Kingsley.
Thank you, Namhla.
I am an African, as everybody is saying here, and this is my also my first time of coming to this live. I've been listening for the past 45 minutes. I've been listening to what everybody is saying, but there are some certain things I want to put out. With my accent, some people might know I am not a South African. I'm a Nigerian based in Nigeria. I have a friend who is married to a South African that stays in South Africa. I just want to point out some certain things. Everybody has different ideologies towards life, towards marriages. The way we pick marriages from samples from our parents here, and we tend to put it into our lives. We already have a already made idea of what marriage is from our parents, our siblings, or let's say our uncles and all that. Now, I want to pinpoint something. We all have different ideas towards all these things. An average South African man, which I respect them a lot because I have met one or two here in Nigeria. When we sat down and conversed about what marriage is, I got to find out that we have different view. Like an average Nigerian man here is a provider. You must. It is not debatable. You must provide for your families in the house. You must love your wife. You must treat your wife fairly. You must treat your wife like a queen. You cannot be working and your working is not even showing in your wife.
Preach, brother, preach.
We have we though we are different, we have different tribes in Nigeria. I want to pinpoint that and I'm a believer for as an adult, if you decide to do drugs or you decide to do anything, when you are caught, you should bear the consequences of your actions. I don't care if you're a Nigerian or if you're anywhere in the country. If you are caught doing bad, you should bear the consequences of your action. So, an average lady, the way I have been taught, I have seen it. An average lady should be treated with respect, love, care. An average Nigerian lady here would not even date you if you're not hardworking. Would not. The pressure here is like so high that most of the time when we travel out there, we get it so easy because we have been nurtured here to be hardworking, to be on top of our games.
Mr. DJ, can I just come in there to understand your point before you continue? So you are saying between a Niger man and a Saudi man, the priorities when it comes to marriage, they are different.
Yes, I think so. I think so. If I am wrong, I stand to be corrected.
I will correct you on that point.
Hey, come in, Amisi.
I will correct you on that point,
Yeah,
my brother.
I stand to be corrected.
Hi, I'm a Congolese woman. I grew up in South Africa. I've been with South African men. I don't want to say all, but I've been with some South African men and I've been with Nigerian men. I was once married to a Congolese man, but things didn't work out. One thing I want to say is that this mentality of saying that South African men are not family orientated or South African men are lazy, that is a stereotype that we Africans who are not South Africans have or are brought up with. Because one thing I would like to say and point on, and I always emphasize on this, is that we are very very close-minded when it comes to our South African brothers and sisters. And I'm not gonna touch more. I'm gonna allow you to speak, but I'm just gonna say that we are very close-minded. A lot of our parents don't like us to interact. I'm gonna speak for myself. I grew up in South Africa. My whole life. I came here when I was very young. I went to school with South Africans. People would consider me a South African, but I'm Congolese. I was born in Congo but brought up in South Africa. I've been friends with South Africans, South Africans, Ethiopians, Nigerians, and all that. And one thing I can tell you is that our parents have raised us to believe that South Africans are bad, that if you were to get married to a South African man, you are essentially getting married to the lowest of the barrel. And that is not true. That is not true, because I've dated some South African men. And I can tell you from my experience that they are some of the hardest working, honest people out there. I can't speak for everybody, but I can say for the few that I've known, I've interacted with, they were hardworking, honest men who were family orientated, who had the same mindset as a Nigerian man. It's just that people are taking a brush and literally brushing everybody, all the South African men with the same brush. Now you find that good South African men are being pushed into that stereotype of they are lazy, they are bad in bed, they are drunkards, they don't know how to take care of their wives, and so forth. That is just what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna allow you to speak, and then when it's my turn, I'm gonna touch more on that.
Cool. DJ, continue, my brother.
Okay, this is a disclaimer, please. I never said South African men are lazy. I never said that. I said we only have different ideas to what marriage is. I never said they are lazy.
That's
I
what
never
he
said.
said.
I,
Hold
I am
on,
not.
DJ. Let
Sorry,
me
sorry,
clear. Yeah, let me
sorry,
clear the guys. Let me clear the
sorry.
air. Let me clear the air. As the host, what I heard DJ saying, and I even asked him to clarify on his point. He came in by saying a South African man and a Nigerian man, their concept when it comes to marriage is different. He didn't call anyone lazy. He
Okay,
didn't call
sorry.
anyone slow. So let us continue the conversation. Continue, Mr. DJ.
Yeah. So when people are talking, when we are all talking about this, I don't want to like streamline it to Nigerian men or South African men. We also want to talk about the women too. Our women here, I'm speaking for Nigerian women here, they put our men on their toes. It's like it's really heavy. It's really like heavy here. It's really hectic here. If you as a man, we have you have to be, the way I see it personally, you have to be on your toes at all times. I believe there is something an average Nigerian man is doing that an average South African woman might not like. And it still boils down to choice. If you're a woman that loves attention, this is what works for you, you meet a Congolese man that is treating you right, you are good to go. If I see a Congolese woman, a Zimbabwe woman that is treating me right more than what I could get from a Nigerian woman, I will stay with a Nigerian woman, with that Zimbabwe woman. So
okay, DJ,
I believe
let's do
and
this,
what works.
my brother. Hold on, let's do this because now we are off ramping. I'm gonna bring you back to the topic, ne? And then you are going to comment on what the topic is. Why are South African women finding it easy to date a foreign guy? So let's stick to that. because I'm
Okay.
about to close. So that when
Okay.
I close, I don't sound like I have rejected what you've said. What you've said is valid, my brother, but not for today, ne? So today, now, right now, you are going to tell me why South African women find it easy to date foreign men. Here you go, DJ.
Okay. I think why they find it easy is because of their ways of life, their ideologies towards life. If if a foreigner is treating them nicer, probably they, they get things they don't get, probably emotionally, mentally, financially. Once all those things are like on check, like are what they are bringing to the table, and it is what they don't get from the locals, I believe they will always speak a foreigner to a local.
Mm. So
And
DJ, in a nutshell, you are trying to say if a South African woman has a checklist, a
yes,
foreigner ticks all the boxes.
they will definitely go for the foreigner.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your point. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Amisi, you are next. You are next.
Okay. One of the reason why I would say why South African women choose foreign men is because of the following reason. One, foreigners are brought up with this mindset of marriage. Marriage is very important to them. And even as females, I grew up in a community where, as a woman, from the time I was small, I've been told, I saw my aunties, my sisters, my neighbors getting married. To us, marriage is important. So when a foreign man comes to South Africa, obviously they are brought up with that mindset. They got to marry. So as much as they will play around with girls out there, at the end of the day, the mindset is accustomed to saying, I need a wife. I need to come home, have a home cooked meal. I need to have kids. A man will reach a certain age and his mind will automatically start thinking of a wife. Now, the problem is when people say, oh, South African women make it easier for them to get married to foreign men. Obviously, yes, it's easier because of what are they benefiting? Look at the benefit that they are receiving from foreign men. Foreign men, it's easier to give because that's how they are brought up. Majorities of our aunties and our mothers are housewives. They don't work. Once you get married, you are literally told to sit at home and raise a family. That is how they were brought up. So obviously, no woman in her right mind, who would choose to go out there and slave and be accustomed to 50-50 rather than staying at home. Every woman wants to be taken care of. Every woman wants to be sitting at home and seeing her kids, being raised in her eyes, not having to have a nanny or putting in creche. Every woman wants that. And another thing, the culture. Compare the cultures of these two nations or these two tribes or these two nationalities that you're comparing. Nigeria is so far from South Africa. The way in which we are brought up is totally different. Our way of life is totally different. You cannot compare a Zulu man and a Nigerian man because those two are two different people. Those are two different people. Those are from two different regions, from two different sides of Africa. The way they think, the way they see life, the way they were brought up, the food, the language, there's nothing in common. Obviously, that is gonna conflict. And as a woman, we're always gonna go where the comfort is. I'm sorry to say this, but we'll always go where the comfort is. Not to say that our South African men are less being, but look at who are coming into look who are coming to South Africa. When a man leaves his home and comes to another country, his mindset changes. He's on survival mode. He is on survival mode. He's not here to play. He's here to work. His hustle is on another level. Whilst you are at home, you are comfortable. The way a Nigerian man will hustle in Nigeria
It's not
is
the same.
totally different to how he will hustle in South Africa. That
Correct.
also implies to a South African man in a foreign country. The way he will hustle there is different to how he will hustle in South Africa. In South Africa, he has a backup plan should things not
Anything.
work out. He has somebody to rely on. He has an aunt, he has parents, he has siblings, he has family members whom he can fall off. If he's unemployed today, he knows where to get a meal. If he's unemployed in a foreign nation, where will he get a meal if he doesn't go out there and push panda and hustle? So obviously look at all that. So when somebody says, we South African women are going for Nigerian men. Yes, you are going for a Nigerian man because you can see, physically you can see that this man is hardworking. But look at South Africans in America, Trevor Noah, all of that. They are hustling there. They are not there to play. They are making things happen. So what's to say that all men are not equal? It's just that our environments are different.
Correct.
If we were to flip the thing, if we were to flip things around, what's to say that South African men are not seen as hustlers in another country?
Amisi, valid points indeed, my sister, valid points. I think Amisi utlileka that angle ya hore is where you are. Where you are planted, you are going to bloom. Yes, it's about where you are planted. Because if we had to turn the table and look at South African men that are working in the US, in the UK, hey, labantu bayacheres. Amisi, thank you for your point, my love. You are my last guest today. Thank you so much. Valid, straight to the point. Bona, you came in with your AK
and you were like ba 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 ba. Pell says to me, Ausna lady, take everyone and we will be 2 minutes each. I am not falling for that trap. I am definitely not falling for that trap. That is a trap and I'm gonna get caught in it and I'm gonna be here for the next 3 hours. Guys, I even made a video. I invited everyone. I said today I'm gonna be talking about why South African women find it easy to date foreigners. Now
Wow, it's really has been. I don't know if you can hear me properly.
Loud and clear.
Okay, someone just hit my phone, it fell and it cracked.
Ah.
So I'm in another mode. I'm so sorry, but I've been listening to everyone. Host, I'm gonna leave this one up to you. But very importantly, I have learned a lot, and I'm sure this group won't have so many people, and you've learned nothing. We have all left with something. This was a great, fantastic topic. In fact, I have a topic that I would love to share, but we'll talk later. Most importantly, going back to the topic, preference. Very importantly, this is all about preference. Besides color, besides anything. Yeah. Hey, I think what I'm sorry, man. I'm not gonna say much at the moment, honestly speaking, but it's really all about preference. It's really not about color. And all I wanna ask everybody, can we stop oppressing other Black people? Can Black people stop oppressing each other? It does not matter from which country you are from. It does not matter whether you light skin, you dark skin, or which country you're from. Can African people start uniting? That is when we will start to see growth within each other. Can we look at the positivity that we can gain from other African countries? Can we look at from other African brothers, other African sisters, instead of always having to bashing each other? This topic can go on and go on and go on even tomorrow and the next day. But what we do not realize is that we are repeating ourselves. We are repeating everyone is sharing an experience that relates to another person if you have dated a foreign black guy. It's just that you are telling a different story because it's just a different experience, but there's a link somewhere. So for me, I'm not gonna dwell much in like I'm not gonna say a lot. All I want us to do as Black people is to start uniting and not just sing it, but implement it.
Yeah.
This is a problem that even happens with us South Africans. As South Africans, if we had to, let's say, minus all the foreigners, black foreigners in South Africa, and we are left alone in this country, it will still continue because it's a problem that we have as Black people. I know if we leave South Africa aside, Nigerians have a problem with Congolese. I find my experience around, I'm in Cape Town, guys, I'm in Cape Town, and there's a lot of different African people in Black. I'm focusing on Black now. I'm sorry for the background also, because I was on the streets and I had to move and my screen broke. A lot of things just happened in a split second. So I'm sorry if I'm everywhere. So what I'm saying is that you will find that even with our Black brothers who are also Black foreign Africans have a problem with each other. It's not just with South Africans, if you had to minus South Africans. Therefore, this is an issue with African Black people. It's not even just about their dating, there's even more to it. So can we just unite? Can we find a way of uplifting each other so that we can grow? That's why we always find ourselves in the minority when it comes to wealth. It's time we build each other up. That's all I have to say.
Namhla, I think I want to correct that statement. That's why we find ourselves in minority in everything. That's why
Yes.
that's why you will find Black people at the bottom. Because what we
Yes.
do? We step on each other.
Yes.
That's why we are
Yes.
at the bottom. Nyabonga Siswami. Guys, at the end of the day, it is a preference. You prefer your Saudi men, congratulations. You prefer to go abroad. Voila to you. At the end of the day, it's love, right? At the end of the day, is love. Do I love him? Am I going to build a relationship with him? Do I see myself having kids with this guy? You know, I think again as a point of I did experiment when I was young. You know, I remember a Zimbabwean guy. Guys, don't let me share the story about don't let me share the story about the Zimbabwean guy. Don't make me go there. Don't make me go there. Yeah, Zimbabwean guy, ne? Yeah, my life. Yes, at the end of the day, Kay, it is your life. At the end of the day, it is your life. And the choices that you make, they are for you. Because Bona, when it comes Judgment Day, you will be standing there by yourself. And you will be answering, why did I choose this? Why did I choose that? And why? And happiness again. Happiness might mean something to me. Happiness might mean something to Pearl. Happiness might mean something else to Maps, right? As long as you are happy, correct. 100%, you nailed it. Who said that? K, 100%. Bona, I agree with you. As long as you are happy. Bona, guys, are you dating a monkey? Are you dating a goat? Are you dating a dinosaur? Are you dating a horse? Are you dating a Niger guy? Are you dating a bird? as long as at the end of the day you are happy. That's what matters. And in closing this topic, it was a beautiful topic indeed. I'm not used to letting go 162 people. I'm not used. I'm used that now the numbers are less and then I go bye-bye. Pearl, please leave me alone. Pearl, where now you even have me on your speed dial. You know when I go live, you get a notification, and then you come at the end. I'm just gonna tell Ausina lady I'm gonna pray. Not today. It is not happening. It is not happening. As I sign off, I say love, peace, and happiness.